After taking a brief hiatus from outdoor activities and workout routines, it's time to get back to the grind with new spring essentials from Mack Weldon. With body mapping technology and fabric mesh zones, Mack Weldon's stealth boxer briefs deliver enhanced breathability and support. And for sweatpants you can wear outside without feeling like you're wearing sweatpants, check out Mack Weldon's new Ace line. I'm doing some spring cleaning myself, and I plan on replacing all my old casuals with Mack Weldon stealth boxer briefs and Ace sweatpants. From socks, shirts, and hoodies to underwear, polos, or active shorts, Mack Weldon promises comfort and consistent fits. From working out, going to work, or going on a date, Mack Weldon is for everyday life. And with Weldon Blue, Mack Weldon's totally free loyalty program, you'll get free shipping for life. Mack Weldon wants you to be comfortable, so if you don't like your first pair of underwear, you can keep them and they'll refund you, no questions asked. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com/peasants and enter promo code peasants. That's MackWeldon.com/peasants, promo code peasants, PEASANTS for 20% off. Mack Weldon, reinventing men's basics.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true.
Sometimes I cry.
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 851. We're doing it live. Once again, live again. This is a Saturday bonus show that was funded by you, the viewer. You, the viewers, funded tonight's show because we met that goal like we have every week for the past 2+ years. And as you can see, we're about, we're about halfway there right now.
You guys put the fun in funded.
Yeah.
If you don't do it tonight, though, you're going to put the dead in funded. And that's not good. Let's put the fun in funded.
Put the fun in funded.
All right.
We put the FU back in fund. Yeah. I said it.
You can't say FU. This is YouTube.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
going to get
that's true.
banned.
Yeah. That was a more and more ridiculous joke years ago, but we've gotten closer and closer and closer to it. Like, eventually, we'll only be able to, like, use puppets in, like, a PG. Like, we'll basically become Sesame Street.
All our co-hosts will be children, and they'll be like, politics is dumb. We love Minecraft. And they won't like Minecraft by then. They'll be like, Minecraft's so old. Minecraft was old, and now it's cool again. That's how old we are.
Minecraft was never cool to me.
Oh, poor Ben.
Yeah.
You missed out on all the best things in the world because you were too busy living your life.
Yeah. Plus, I don't enjoy the look of that game. I think it's pretty trash. Everyone who's watching right now, please like the stream. Also, if you're a patron and you want to be in the opening and ending credits of every episode for the rest of this month, you got to get your pledges in by Tuesday morning, this coming Tuesday. U.S. Pacific Standard Time, this Tuesday morning. I'm going to take whatever that list is and make it, and it's not going to change again until the following month. So please get your pledges in so your name can be recognized for whatever tier you have, whether that be 15 plus for the ending credits or 50 plus for the beginning. And that's the only announcement I have right now. Just please like the stream because it helps us out a lot.
Yeah, the more likes we get, the more views we get. It's a correlation that can't be denied. So if you like us, more people will be able to like us by viewing us because the algorithm will be like, hey, Papa, look at this.
And I'm going to go out and say that my offer from the last episode is still on the table. Once we get to 50%, I'll do the Zap, which really isn't that far away. And then I'll do another one at the end if we can reach 100%. So you'll get 2 zaps out of it.
Let's create a conduit out of Ben.
All right. So, some good news, I would say. I mean, I guess that's all subjective, but good enough news. Let's check out DP Action News.
He called me sir, and got me so human angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
Have you learned to love it yet?
I never stopped loving.
Okay, so you never needed to learn.
I was.
You didn't
it was
have
intrinsic.
to learn. Okay.
I was born with the love intuition.
Well, Alex Jones would be happy with you then, because he
loves me.
wants you to learn, but you don't even need learning. All right, so the COVID bill got passed. It's not that good, but it's something.
They keep calling it the $1.9 trillion
Yeah,
COVID
they make
bill.
it sound like we're getting that.
Because, like, all the stuff they keep cutting out, the number's not going down.
Right.
It's still $1.9 trillion, right?
Like the minimum wage thing wouldn't have been factored into that.
Yeah, but they're taking away, like, bonuses towards unemployment and payments to certain number of people. Like, people with certain brackets are getting cut out. So where's this money going if not to the people? The number's not dropping.
You're
it's
right,
$1.9 trillion.
The title of this video is Senate Passed $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief bill.
And all the news outlets are calling it $1.9 trillion. Like, the numbers.
What? I notice, like, once the media gets comfortable using a term, they'll just keep doing it. Like, I keep hearing, the vaccine will be in arms by Monday. They always say getting those vaccines into arms. It's like, shut up. Just say we're going to be administering it or we'll be giving people shots. What's up with this getting it into arms?
It's preparing our minds for war. They're getting us into arms.
We start with that breaking news, the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill passing the Senate, clearing a major hurdle to get stimulus aid directly to struggling Americans. President Biden this afternoon from the White House celebrating the Senate vote, calling it
we should
one
be getting
more giant
this every
step toward
month.
delivering.
We should be getting $1,400, or actually probably more like $2,000, but $1,400, whatever, every month. We should have been getting it every month for the past year. We've gotten it twice.
Well, all the other third world countries.
We haven't even gotten it the second
All
time.
the other first world countries have been, right?
Right.
Like, all of them.
Right.
We're the only one that's not, because we don't matter.
On his promise to help the American people. Senators voting along party lines after more than 25 hours considering and amending the package, working into the early morning hours. Up next, the House, where it's expected to win approval next week. And that's just in time for millions set to lose their unemployment.
Not one Republican voted on it. So all of you that are watching that are normally Republican voters,
thank you, Anthony.
I know you're going to send that money back because you don't agree with socialism, right?
I think the Republicans that watch here probably agree with socialism. If they watch us, they're like, you know what? Whatever. Feed the babies.
Yeah.
Employment benefits.
Thank you, Anthony.
Instead, the bill would extend those benefits through September 6th, and many Americans would receive direct payments of $1,400.
Why are they getting all these butt shots?
You know, I think they try to not show people's faces too much.
So
I
in
don't
turn,
know,
we
just
get
a
saggy
bit.
Also
bums?
includes billions for vaccine distribution, contact tracing, and schools. Republicans united in opposition, saying it's too expensive.
Let the virus win. Let the virus win.
It's too expensive.
ABC White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks leads us off.
Tonight, the Senate passing Democrats' nearly $2 trillion COVID relief package, bringing President Biden.
When you get that money, remember who didn't vote for it, and do not vote for them next time.
In one step closer to a major win on a campaign promise.
When we took office 45 days ago, I promised the American people that help was on the way. Today, I can say we've taken one more giant step.
Oh, okay, Neil Armstrong.
Forward in delivering on that promise.
The bill including billions of dollars in aid for states, schools, and small businesses, plus direct $1,400 payments to many Americans.
This plan will get checks out the door starting this month to the American people who so desperately need the help.
Getting checks out the door and vaccines in arms.
Today, after the Senate voted for more than 25 straight hours on dozens of last-minute amendments, Democrats approving the measure alone. Republicans firmly united against the plan.
The Senate has never spent $2 trillion in a
See, he's rounding up, too.
more haphazard way.
He's adding $100 million to the figure that should already be coming
through
down.
a less rigorous process.
The vote coming after the process was held up for nearly 12 hours overnight as Democrats worked to get moderate West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin on board with a plan to...
Can't they just kick him out of the party? Seriously? I mean,
that wouldn't fix his vote in this case.
I mean,
right?
sure.
Extend expanded unemployment benefits through the
They did that
first
to
week of
Lieberman.
September, but agreeing to keep them
They got rid
at
of Lieberman.
$300 a week instead of $400. In Ohio, Stacey Rodriguez says that stimulus check could help keep her family afloat. She was hospitalized with COVID-19 last year, and her daughter recently needed surgery too.
To some people, $1,400 is nothing to them, but it can mean I'm able to pay some of our electric bills, our gas bill at home, our mortgage payment. I'm able to buy her medications.
All of that with $1,400, man.
So many
in
Americans
Ohio?
Must be living in Youngstown or something like that.
is desperate for this aid. So let's get to
Ohio
Mary
is-
Ellen. And Mary
is a lot
Alice,
in
we
Ohio.
heard in your piece the
Depends on
president
where you
say
are.
those checks will be out the door this month. But what needs to happen between now and then? And
New Mexico is way cheaper than Ohio. New Mexico has the lowest cost, like one of the lowest costs of living out of any place I've ever lived. It's just insane.
what are members of the House saying as this revised bill heads back their way?
Yeah, that's the final step. This Senate bill needs to go back to the House for final passage. Democratic leaders, they're confident, signaling today they think they can move fast. They want to vote.
Yeah, like I had like a 3-bedroom house in Albuquerque, and I only paid like $700 a month for it. Granted, this was like 10 years ago, but still, like, it was insane. Like, and then I moved to Columbus, and it was way more expensive there. Here's something. We'll see how interesting this is. This is a news report linking evangelical Republicans and QAnon, saying there's a link.
The U.S. Capitol was on high alert this week after federal law enforcement received several extremist threats. Officials say there was online chatter by some QAnon conspiracy followers who believed Thursday, March 4th, was the day that former President Trump would come back into power.
You know, I used to not agree with you where you have to be of a certain intelligence level to vote, but all of these people can vote.
Yeah.
And they keep is it some kind of mental illness where they can just never accept defeat, so they pathologically make themselves believe that their win is just in the distance?
I think that's all religion is based on that. Their win is in the distance when they die. They put all their faith into death, right? Like everything is always in the distance. Evangelical Republicans believing in a BS conspiracy like QAnon is par for the course. The Republican Party thrives off of these human beings who don't care about their own personal needs as much as the needs of their country, and their country is a corporate overlord that milks them for everything they have and teaches them how to live off of welfare through Walmart. And it's all a big scam they're buying into because it's got a cool branding.
And
Red,
while
white,
that
blue
did
logo.
not happen, the QAnon movement continues to flourish among certain parts of society. A recent study by the Survey Center on American Life found that white evangelicals are more likely than other Republican factions to believe in conspiracies relating to the deep state, QAnon, and that Antifa was responsible for the Capitol attack. Joining me now is Colin Clark. He's the Director of Policy and Research at the Soufan Group, an independent nonprofit research center focused on counterterrorism and violent extremism.
This
Colin,
guy
you
looks
draw
like a generic Glenn Beck to me.
He does. He resembles Glenn Beck a little bit.
Parallels between the
He's actually not as fat as Glenn Beck, though.
QAnon movement and
That's a
extremist
compliment.
groups like
Glenn Beck's got a
Al-Qaeda
big
and
bloated
ISIS.
head.
Explain.
Big old fat Beck.
Well, in their nascent stages, there's a similar amount of extremism and radicalism amongst the most hardcore. We don't expect QAnon to ever marshal the same resources and build a caliphate on American soil. That's not what we're talking about.
I mean, there's QAnon supporters that are in the federal government right now, and they're among some of the most crazy and problematic members of Congress right now.
And one of them has the same initials as Magic the Gathering, and that bothers me.
Here, but when we talk about lone actors as part of this kind of broader ecosystem of a very extreme, belief system, we've seen acts of violence, starting with Pizzagate and several other acts of violence since. And if you just look at individuals involved in the January 6th Capitol insurrection, there was hordes of QAnon supporters among that group.
There was also hordes of Nazis and other weirdos, so let's not single out QAnon. It's full of all types of imbeciles.
Yep.
So what kind of dangers could this pose as it appears that the QAnon movement continues to grow?
I think some of it's people who don't actually believe in it, but just pretend to do it as like a troll.
QAnon?
Yes, I think some people do it kind of like the flat earth people, or maybe they know it's fake, but it's like now they're a cool club that they're in, so they pretend that, or they like force themselves over time to actually believe in it.
Well, religion is like, it kind of exists because people want answers to the meaning of life, right?
QAnon's not a religion.
But it's based off of people wanting answers to why they can't trust the media, why they can't trust the government.
They're saying religious people are more likely than most people to fall for it, and that goes into the same line of thinking that gets them into religion.
They're people willing to accept wrong answers so that they have answers.
Well, historically, religious terrorist groups have been, more lethal because they believe that they're conducting attacks and carrying out their duties in service of a greater good, right? They're serving a higher power. So as we see this blending, this infusion of evangelical Christianity with the QAnon movement, it has the effect of kind of adding longevity or durability to this conspiracy
the deep
theory.
state.
Yeah.
We also have to think about countering this group. Evangelical Christianity is among the most influential sectors in our country.
Antifa was responsible for capital
These
insurrection.
people will be treated with kid gloves. So to
Trump is
speak,
secretly
than
fighting
actually
child sex
combating the way that
trafficking,
we look at
Democrats and Hollywood elites.
More hardcore terrorist groups.
The only reason he was ever hanging out and funding the Democrats and Hollywood elites for so long is because he was undercover. Only reason he ever has all those pictures of him being terribly affectionate to his one daughter, which it could just be daddy playing favorites, but it's still a little creepy.
Yeah, I mean, Colin, you're saying religious terrorist groups, and it's hard to imagine that isn't a bit of hyperbole when we're talking about evangelical Christians who believe in Q. Are you overstating the case, or is that really?
I don't believe it's exactly the same. I don't think that the fact that most QAnon people are very religious people is the same as like an Islamic extremist like ISIS group, bombing stuff. At least not at this point.
But
yeah,
it's,
but it's not the same thing either. It's like they're religious, but they also support this other thing. It's not like based solely on their religion. And like ISIS, that they did it in the name of their God, their infallible God.
ISIS uses God as a push to allow their people to make those choices and make those attacks and do the terrorist acts. And a lot of these QAnon-driven things are driven by their allegiance to God and Trump.
I'm not saying they're not similar. I'm just saying they're different.
The correlation is definitely there, though, right?
It's not the exact same thing.
What you're seeing
that's what
in your
correlation
research
implies.
This is more about the potential, what we see going forward. As the we shift to a Biden administration, we're seeing a merger of QAnon folks with various other conspiracies, anti-vaxxers, as well as,
Once they change their religion from Christianity to like a Trump religion and Trump becomes their god, then it'll be way more like that. And then once they start like suicide bombing places in the name of their god Trump, then I'm like, yeah, they're straight up ISIS at that point.
Zealous anti-abortion activists. And as you know, we have a long history in this country of anti-abortion activists like Eric Robert Rudolph and others.
That's religious extremism. People who are like bombing clinics.
Yeah, I don't know if it has to be suicide bombing necessarily. To put it on the level of actual bombing, which we seem to have a lot of the bombings in American history have kind of been right-leaning wackos with the bombings.
Yeah,
it comes in all places. Crazy comes in all places.
Of anti-abortion,
but it seems to thrive.
This is more about looking
in these
forward,
circles,
looking beyond the horizon to see what happens next. I certainly don't mean to suggest that evangelical Christianity is synonymous with terrorism. We're talking about, upwards of 100 million people in this country. That's not at all. But I'm talking about the most radicalized, most extreme, hardcore members of QAnon that have now gravitated toward and infused themselves with elements of what we call Christian nationalism.
Yeah, I see it.
We see that Christian nationalism in Nick Fuentes and Spexo, and they're really pushing theirs is more Catholic Christian or whatever, but still like that nationalism is driven by.
It's not evangelical, but it's Christian, Catholic. Yeah.
So it's not just evangelical. It's a lot of the religions pushing for this division, which I think is if I was a religious man, I wouldn't be about division. But I guess that's partially why I'm not religious. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Catholic Church, but I'm kind of impressed with Pope Francis. Like he's a pretty brave old dude. Like
I think he's got to be progressive right now to hide the fact that they're having so many things.
Yeah.
Put out into light.
Today
right
marked the second day of Pope Francis's 4-day historic pilgrimage to Iraq. The Pope met with Iraq's Grand Ayatollah, calling for interfaith unity.
Look at these two guys.
Yes,
This is like a spy versus spy. Meets grumpy old men.
Traveling with the Pope in Iraq.
It was a meeting months in the making.
The Pope walks all funny, too. I saw him walk. He's got this crazy limp going on.
Pope Francis sitting with Iraq's senior Shiite cleric, Grand Ayatollah Ali al-Sistani.
I think he's old and probably has a bad hip.
A man who rarely meets with world leaders, this time inviting the pontiff into his home, saying religious authorities have a role in protecting Christians.
Yeah, like a Grand Ayatollah is basically like an Islamic pope.
Francis then traveled to
Iran has their Grand Ayatollah too.
The ancient city of Ur, revered as the birthplace of Abraham.
I hate this. They're like, oh yeah, that's the birthplace of Abraham. It's like, you don't know if Abraham even existed. Someone who lived like 5,000-6,000 years ago? No.
Look at this chair.
It's a big chair.
It's like out in a tent outside. Somebody brought this quasi-dental throne.
It's probably like bulletproof or something behind it, so no one can shoot him in the back.
Extremism and violence are not born of a religious heart, he said. They're betrayals of religion.
Such religious betrayals have left a blood trail around the world, perhaps nowhere more so than here in the Middle East. I
know that Fuentes and Spexo and that type of Catholic, they do not like this Pope at all. It's funny though, because according to actual Catholic doctrine, they have to go along with whatever they want, because the Pope is supposed to be divinely inspired. Like, as long as he's in that position, all of his decisions are supposed to be right no matter what. Like, according to, like, if you actually believe in it.
Of course.
Go back centuries, but they've hardly healed.
Yesterday, Francis prayed inside a Baghdad church where jihadists massacred dozens in 2010. Today, he celebrated...
Yeah, this is the first time a pope's ever gone to Iraq.
his first mass here at the Baghdad Cathedral, offering words of comfort for Iraqi Catholics.
I wonder if he was liking any Instagram thoughts while he was there.
My God.
For you who are afflicted,
I wonder if he's
the Lord
gonna show up at the
promises
next
you that your name is written
WWE
on
event.
his heart, he said. And tomorrow, he heads north to Iraq's Christian heartland, devastated by ISIS. But now, one Muslim cleric tells us that Francis's daring visit is another sign that the extremists have lost. We have seen through all this ideology founded on the sword, he says. The Pope's presence will help bring Christians back. Some are already back, and with the arrival...
Yeah, oh, yes, Planeswalker. I didn't mean literally everything he said. Like, if he's eating dinner and it's like, ooh, this is good, that doesn't mean God thinks it's good. Like,
to be fair,
the food is good.
If the food is good to the Pope, it's probably good to God, right?
I don't know. Maybe the Pope has the palate of a 5-year-old.
Would God do
Maybe
that
he
to the
wants to
Pope?
eat like fruit snacks and Pop-Tarts.
With Pope Francis in cities
That
and
could be God's
villages
favorite
once
food.
besieged by ISIS, they're rebuilding too. Chris Livesay, CBS News, Baghdad.
I wonder, like, what all the food and offerings are from different cultures that you would offer to God. Like, don't they do, like, mangoes to the Buddha in when they have that bountiful
There's different types
offering?
of Buddhism, and different ones do different things.
I wonder what the most delicious offerings across the world have been.
In the Bible, specifically in the Old Testament, they used to give all kinds of offerings to the God of Judaism.
Yeah.
Like slaughter animals or like burn food, basically.
Yeah.
They're like burning their own
burnt
food.
offering?
Yeah, or a blood sacrifice. The God of the Old Testament loves blood sacrifice.
I kind of want to start a restaurant and every menu item's based off of what you'd offer a different God. That'd be a fun theme.
The God of Abraham was liked all sorts of stuff, but mostly blood. Mostly.
Yeah, I'd have like a blood pudding or something.
Poet
for the God
Amanda
of Abraham.
Gorman, who gained nationwide fame after speaking at President Biden's inauguration, says she was racially profiled.
All right, so this woman she read a poem at Biden's inauguration, and now this story's coming out like a couple months later. I don't know.
Outside of her apartment Friday night, Gorman took to Twitter to share that a security guard tailed her on her walk home. She said, quote, he demanded if I...
Is it new? I mean, sure, I believe this happened, and of course it happens all the time. Is it news because this person is more recognizable than all the other people it happens to on a regular basis? I don't know.
Who's the security guard work for?
Who does number 2 work for? Who does number 2?
He left no apology. This is the reality of black girls. One day you're called an icon, the next day a threat. Ooh, this is the reality of a lot of people.
Yeah, is it of only black girls? I could have swore it was black men.
I don't think they ever call black men icons until they're dead. That's the problem.
lived there because you look suspicious. She then showed her keys and buzzed into the building, and he left her alone. The 23-year-old who read a powerful rendition of her poem, The Hill We Climb, at the president's inauguration, said in the Post, "This is the reality of black girls. One day you're..."
I wonder if we ever watched her on feminist slam poetry.
Called an icon.
I wonder if she was ever on there.
She's pretty young, right?
Threat.
She looks pretty young.
Someone with such a powerful voice using it yet again.
Yeah, let her say what she wants. Hopefully, hopefully security guards out there are watching right now and being like, you know, maybe I shouldn't follow every person ever just because I work a low-paying job and I'm bored.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, a security guard will follow people. It's wrong if they're discriminating, but they should keep an eye on people, especially if they're not familiar with them. Everyone, please like the stream if you haven't already. They're starting to recognize more and more people from the Capitol thing.
Oh.
And they found this guy. He was a State Department aide.
And also this morning, a former State Department aide has been arrested in connection with the riot at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Federico Klein, who was appointed by President Trump in 2017, can be seen on video assaulting police officers during the attack.
God.
Klein is believed to be the first official.
He's assaulting them.
Yeah.
So it's not even like it's not even like just that he was there. He was like participating in assault on police officers.
Yeah, if you were just there, I think that you should probably, I don't know, maybe be on probation for a couple years. Something like that.
We had some idiot in the comments of our last episode talking about how, like, oh, they let the people in on purpose so they could charge them with a crime later. But, like, so many people literally broke in and one woman got shot for going in. I don't think they were just like, yeah, let's let these people in so we can charge them later.
I wonder how these people feel about bait cars, and when they see someone steal a bait car, they're like, oh, those police really made them drive away in a bait car. They're probably like, nope, forget them. They're trash. Put them in jail. And now it's on their hands.
I'm trying so hard to remember what I was going to say.
Uh-oh. Must have been good. I think you were talking about Jason Bateman.
No. Fuck you, dude. Seriously. No, the person in the comments, they were like, oh, the Secret Service would have just come and stopped them. They would have just killed them all. And it's like the Secret Service doesn't even protect the Capitol. There would have been some Secret Service people there, but they would have been protecting like Pelosi and Mike Pence. Like they're only there to like look after the people who are in line to be president.
Yeah.
So like if Kamala Harris was there, they would have protected her too. But they don't like. I don't know. This person thought they knew everything, that like the Secret Service was going to like do something, but all they did was get all of those people that they're there to protect out of the building. And it's up to the Capitol Police to do something about that.
And the Capitol Police are basically museum guards.
In many ways, yeah.
A lot of them are, they're like, this is the first time that it's been breached in over 200 years. It's effectively a museum inside. That's why people were running around with art and busts and stuff.
I mean, yeah,
statues.
a lot of those buildings are like that because they're very old. They look like museums because they're very old and have all this, old artwork.
And there's a bunch of dinosaurs defending laws that were made 200 years ago. 250 years ago.
Impeachment manager and Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell filed a lawsuit Friday against former President Trump, accusing him of inciting that riot.
Oh, they're going to try to get some money out of him. They're going the civil route.
Yeah.
It might stick. We'll see.
Well, how much has OJ paid from his civil case?
Yeah, it's kind of a different situation there. But I know OJ wrote a book that was taken away from him and given to the family, like the Goldman and Brown families. Yeah. I'm not sure if you could look up how much he's actually paid, but he hasn't paid his entire settlement. A lot of that, he spent a lot of time behind bars over the last several decades too. So, here's Cuomo. They're really coming after him, if Cuomo is like using his authority to, get in the pants of women who work for him, that is messed up. And if they can prove that like he was like him making a comment and then it not being reciprocated and him stopping, I think that should be okay, but if he ever did anything more than that, he should probably resign. Like if he was actually laying hands on people, or
we should probably see what he did.
Yeah,
and then judge based on that.
Yeah. I guess but I was thinking like, is this? It's weird how badly the Democrats are going after him when they just like totally ignored all the Biden stuff. Like all the Biden accusations were like it didn't even happen, But then all of a sudden they take all of these accusations really seriously, and they took all the Kavanaugh ones too. But Biden, he gets those kind of like even worse accusations, and they just are like, oh yeah.
When's Cuomo up for re-election? Do we know?
Like Cuomo.
I don't know. I'll have to check.
Tonight, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo at the center of two scandals.
Ayes 43, nays 20.
Overnight, state lawmakers voted to strip him of emergency pandemic powers. Cuomo will now need input from the legislature before issuing new orders. Meanwhile, growing calls for him to step down after 3 women accuse him of sexual harassment. In an interview with CBS News, 25-year-old Charlotte Bennett said her former boss made her feel uncomfortable.
That, just making her feel uncomfortable alone isn't enough for him to get in trouble, in my opinion, but let's see what she describes.
Without explicitly saying it, he implied to me that I was old enough for him and he was lonely.
But he didn't actually say that. You know, I don't know.
Cuomo publicly addressed the claims Wednesday.
I now understand that I acted in a way that made people feel uncomfortable. It was unintentional, and I truly and deeply apologize for it.
He's up for re-election November 2022.
Bennett's allegations are now part of an investigation led by New York's Attorney General, who asked the Cuomo administration to preserve potential evidence tied to the complaint. His office is also under a separate federal probe for...
Yeah, I don't think he's sincere in his apology because he probably doesn't think he's done anything wrong.
I think he probably understands now that he hurt somebody.
And those tears are fake.
The crocodile Cuomo tears.
The handling of nursing home data. The governor has blamed disinformation for criticism surrounding his administration's handling.
And Kathy, now that the bill to repeal the governor's pandemic powers has been approved, what happens next?
Well, Jose, it goes to Governor Cuomo for his signature, and earlier this week he suggested that he would sign that bill. Jose?
All right. I guess we'll see. I don't know if I don't know how much of an investigation you can do into private conversations that happen between two people alone, unless there was some kind of recording or something like that. I don't really. It's just one person's word against another.
When I'm king of the world and I look down on somebody and tell them I'm lonely, I should be assassinated.
Okay. Here's 8 adults and 4 children charged after refusing to leave an abortion clinic.
8 adults and 4 children got in trouble with police for blocking the door to an abortion clinic. It prompted a shelter-in-place order, and roads were closed out of an abundance of caution. News Channel 5's Alexander Cohen was there and explains what happened.
I fell upon my face and cried, "Oh, Lord God!"
Now, Juliet residents are used to people standing on this sidewalk outside the Carafem Clinic handing out anti-abortion flyers.
So we wanted to make sure they don't feel welcome.
Oh my God.
To kill babies in this city.
But today was different.
The guilt of the house of Israel.
Several anti-abortion protesters went inside and blocked the door so women couldn't enter.
It was quite wild to witness. I'm not sure what these Christians will do from here.
Freelance photographer Bo Schultz sent us photos.
It was all very
gentle. Can we lock them
very...
up? For trespassing, give them the maximum sentence.
Said 4 of them are children, so they're not going to jail.
Very smooth. Some mothers that were planning to
But I think maybe their parents should be charged with abusing their kids.
Come here this morning and kill their little babies inside the abortion clinic on the 2nd floor. So a group of Christians decided that they were able to stop that from happening, at least for quite a while.
David Zastro says he stayed outside.
Here, babies are murdered, and no one cares.
Another man who identified himself as a student at Reformation Bible College explained why he went inside.
Only aspect was putting ourselves between an abortion provider and the women seeking abortion.
He called it an interposition.
This is not a protest.
At least that guy's wearing a mask.
Trying to share the gospel with the world.
We all respond to ensure that it ends as peaceful as possible.
8 adults were charged with trespassing, and 4 of them were also charged with delinquency of a minor.
No, they were charged with it. They contribute to the delinquency of a minor.
According to police, there were also several minors who were inside, and they were cited.
And they started to pass out papers that said that they were already arrested. So it appears this group showed up today with the intent on being arrested by our department.
Mount Juliet Police Captain Tyler Chandler says no one was hurt and no one resisted arrest.
How about they personally offer to adopt and raise and fund every woman's unborn child rather than them getting an abortion.
Well, that's what they should be fighting for. They should be fighting at Congress for Congress to pass social programs.
And free contraception, just like as much contraception as people need. Like, it's funny because like the Catholic Church is one church that they're against contraception, but they're also against abortion. It's like contraception prevents so many abortions. It's crazy.
But
so
if you have more kids born in Catholicism, chances are they'll grow up Catholic and be more Catholics, so you get more numbers in your army.
Yes. Carafim issued a statement saying their doors will remain open. Blocking the entrance into or out of any business is unconscionable. It is harassment. It is illegal, and it will not be tolerated. People eventually left, but made sure their message was heard.
God will hold this nation responsible for the babies we kill.
Oh,
Alexander
this whole
Cohen,
thing.
News Channel
This
5.
nation. Yeah, God judges people by the nation they live in. The arbitrary lines drawn on a map. God's like, hey, there's abortions over here, so, over here, they're going to get it too. I'll just do a plague or something.
If you believe in God, then let him do the plague. Let him sort it out. Get the hell out of our way while we go and take care of our own problems. Let your God deal with what you believe he'll deal with.
I think it's a weird belief that he judges them by the nation. Like, this nation, somewhere in this nation, this is happening, so the whole nation is in trouble. God's not thorough enough to be able to just, like, single out the people that really do the stuff he doesn't like. He has to go by at the national level. God, so inaccurate. Here's some stuff about the Johnson & Johnson
I want to turn now
vaccine.
to Dr. Isaac Bogoch. He's joining me to react to this breaking news. You got a big smile on your face already. We just saw your teeth for the first time in a while.
Yeah, like, so now the Canadians are getting it. You know why this is important to me? I want the border to open again. Okay, so we're at it. So I'm going to do a zap.
My Habs blew out the Jets 7-1 tonight. Here is a timbit of my joy smile.
Did he say the Habs?
The Habs.
Yeah, that's the Montreal Canadiens.
404.
7-1. Wow, that's a blowout in hockey. Like, that's a huge hockey score to score 7 goals in a game.
What's the biggest score you can ever remember seeing in a hockey game?
Oh God, I don't know, like 5, maybe 6.
So 7 is like unheard of?
I'm sure it's happened before. I'm sure it's been. I don't know what the highest score ever in a hockey game is. It could be something crazy like over 10, for all I know. But normally, hockey games, like, you'll see like maybe 2 or 3 goals from each team. Sometimes you'll get 0-0 game all the way to the end, and then they gotta shoot it out at the end.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to score in hockey than in soccer, though. God, the few times I've watched soccer on TV, it's like, you're like, oh man, someone's gonna, oh no, like it gets stolen and taken in the middle of the field. It's frustrating. Okay, I will get this set up. Just a moment.
Health Canada to announce J&J vaccine approval. Have they not approved any of the other vaccines? Ben's getting his headset on. And the Pfizer Moderna vaccines have been in rotation. The Johnson & Johnson one does need to be refrigerated, but it has a lower...
Yeah, it has a lower success rate, but it's not as fragile. It's not as hard to transport.
Yeah.
So it's like Canada has a small population too in comparison, so they might be able to get their whole country vaccinated pretty quick, especially with something like this coming around. I really want the border to reopen. It sucks. It sucks for so many people. Every few months I see what's that place called? Port I
don't remember. The one that's
like
Canada.
Yeah, it's like attached to Canada.
It's landlocked.
Point Roberts is what it's called. Did you say it's landlocked?
It's
it's like surrounded by water.
Yeah, but it's landlocked to Canada as a U.S. territory, right?
Yeah, yeah, because it just happens to be like just below the border. So yeah, there's a lot of people that are kind of fucked in so many ways. There are people that live on one side of the border and work on the other, and then there's so many people that are in like relationships with people who live on the other side of the border. It's bad. But I think it was smart of them. Like, if they would have kept letting Americans in, they would have had just as bad a COVID numbers as we do. So it's smart. It's pretty smart of them to keep it closed, but I'm hoping eventually they get to a level where they can open it back up. I don't know what these people can really say too much to add on it, but yeah. It's big news anywhere that it gets approved. So Health Canada is their version of the FDA.
This guy's got a
is
nice,
it CDC?
A nice look to him, though. He looks very happy. So I'm glad to see people looking happy, talking about the future of our health. Not gloomy like Fauci.
Happening at Idaho State Capitol steps, a bunch of people burning their masks.
Yeah.
This is why I said Idaho is Washington's Texas. It's in the Pacific Northwest, kind of. It's like on the edge of it, but it's like it might as well be Alabama.
Is the capital in Coeur d'Alene, or where is the capital of Idaho?
I think it's Boise.
Is it Boise? Okay.
I think so.
That would make sense, too.
I'm not sure, but I think it is.
Hold on, push the fire out.
Dude, these are right here. Right here.
All right, that's enough for right now.
It'd be insane if someone got too close and caught on fire. This is literally a trash fire.
Yeah.
Someone's hoodie's gonna catch on fire. They're encouraging their kids to play with fire at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just more dumb.
More dumb. More dumb. It big dumb.
Post more dumb.
Post more dumb. All right, I'm going to do this.
The shocking conclusion to the first half goal. Benjamin's putting on the collar and barking like a dog.
Woo! Woo!
I watched the Coming to America sequel.
I watched it too.
It was cute.
I liked how they put a Prince song in it. And I noticed the girl that plays Wesley Snipes' daughter in that, she's married to one of the Cleveland Cavs, like one of the basketball players.
Does she do music in real life?
Yeah, she does.
I couldn't tell who she was.
Yeah, she's not that well known, but she's got like music out there and stuff. I didn't know who she was either. It was all. I mean, it wasn't bad. I still like the original one better, but it was cool.
Yeah, the original one obviously is a classic. This is just a fun.
I guess I'll do this.
Fun reminder of the classic. We get to go back to the world of.
Whoa! Ugh. I fanboyed out when they did the Prince song. I was like, oh. I did it at the exact same time Leslie Jones did in the movie, because Leslie Jones was like, this is my song. I was like,
this is your song?
Yeah, I didn't say that, but it was like simultaneously. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, God.
It was a swell return to Zamunda.
Yeah, they even brought back Louis Anderson. Like, they didn't have to bring him back.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Could he disappear? Could he disappear? Could he disappear? Could he disappear?
When was that movie filmed? Was it post-COVID filmed?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so that's because I I've heard a bunch of people say, "Oh, they didn't spend that much time in New York." I don't think they could have filmed in New York. I don't think that could have even happened over the last year.
They had the very small set areas, right?
Yeah. All right, so King Cobra JFS. Everyone, please like the stream too. By the way, maybe we should read the Streamlabs. There's only like a couple, right?
There's a few.
All right, yeah, we'll do that.
Again, Chris Xavier, congratulations on your Habs blowing out the Jets. Bang, bang. Thank you for the 10-bit. Rat Lord Alcaraz with the Kumo commentary. Thank you. Vanessa Barbie said, sending big love. Happy to catch you guys live for once. Yes, thank you, Vanessa. Cheers.
Cheers.
And Anthony C. gave big love too. And that caught us all up. Woo woo! Woo woo!
All right. So, shout out, by the way, to Bite Size Cobra, who makes a lot of the King Cobra videos that we play, because their editing is on par, and I wanted to give them some credit here, because that's who most of these videos is from. This one is called King Cobra JFS Gets Completely Hammered.
Boom.
Oh, it's
what
an old
is
one.
up, fellow YouTubers? It is your sexy goth bad boy, King Cobra JFS. Now, before we get started, if you'd like to donate money to my channel, you can do so using the super chats or going to my PayPal. Again, you don't have to, but one of my upstairs neighbors, one of my upstairs neighbors knocked at my door yesterday, and he was just like, I believe this is yours. Now, of course, I drank it all. I did share with a couple of friends, but hooey, this here's some good whiskey. I got some.
So why did your neighbor come?
Do you think it was actually his neighbor? Or you think somebody just like pretended to be his neighbor to give him alcohol for content?
Whiskey, it's delicious. So let's get into
the door's opening.
it, man. There's this article entitled 12 Things That Women Wish Men Understood.
Is an axe murderer coming in to get him?
That would be so sad.
So in conjunction with the rants that I did on the other article, we're going to read this one, give you my 2 cents, and then we'll jump right into a Sydney Watson.
Did Cobra use his Cobra magic to open the door?
Yes.
Oh, there's a new response after that. So you get the 2 for 1 special today. Wait, a gender relations rant and a Sydney Watson video response. Oh.
Random hallway
grab yourself
peeking?
a stiff drink. You're going to need one. That is the biggest complaint I've heard women talk
He's so crooked right now.
about when it comes to men. Oh, door popped open. God damn it.
Who knows how long it was open for, too?
Piece of shit, stay closed.
Yeah, if you lock it, it'll probably stay closed.
No, it's the weirdest fucking shit, YouTube, because
he just punched something and like busted his knuckles.
If a window's open, the current from the wind causes the door to pop open if it's not shut all the way. Oh, I hate to be a dick like this, but when women go on their periods, we're all supposed to bend over, kiss their cunts, and feel sorry for them. Yeah, but to be fair, ladies, you get pissed off too when men play hard to get. In fact, you call us names like, what are you, a faggot? You can't handle this pussy.
Nobody says that, especially to you. Like, no, you've never had this conversation. You're just making this up.
Women don't have to try that hard when it comes to the dating scene. Are you kidding me? You got a vagina. You own this bitch, dude. It's not just women. There are some men who are good at multitasking too. Like, for example, I'm making a YouTube video, reading an article, and having a drink.
Wow. How does he manage to do all 3 of those things at once?
He's a multitasker.
Damn, I need to learn skills like that.
Multitasking. Yes.
I'm also breathing. My heart's also beating. My pores are sweating a little. My hair is growing. Oh, Rat Lord Alcaraz.
Yeah. That neighbor.
Was that a neighbor peeping in? What the hell, dude?
I don't know what was going on.
The neighbor was
right
like
there.
looking into Rob. The Canucks came back to win? Oh, dang. Dang.
The Canucks came back to win?
That's what Jamie Hill said.
I don't think that happened.
Fellas, ladies can love one-night stands too. That doesn't necessarily mean that every chick in the bar wants to fuck you, so keep that in mind.
He sounds so sad with these things that he says.
Women actually have it much harder than men do when it comes to dating, because women, like, there's really only 10% maybe worth of men out there are worth dating anyways. And they have to wade through the other 90% to find that possible 10%. I feel bad for women. Luckily, I'm one of the 10% of guys worth dating. So
I was waiting for him to say it.
It's super easy for me.
So predictable.
It's super easy for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're sitting there, I never understood the whole plucking your eyebrows thing. As long as she doesn't have a unibrow, I don't care. You know? Marlboro Smooth, anyone?
I never understand women want to look good for themselves and not King Cobra. I never understood that before.
Smooth on a hot summer's day? Oh, dude. And when you make your girlfriend feel like the queen bitch, trust and believe. Chicks eat that shit up. No, I'm serious.
I like how he's the authority on what women like, but simultaneously going through the longest sexual drought of his life.
Is it of his life?
Well, I mean, not counting childhood, you know.
I wonder if he's just been a series of droughts and then accidental dockings. He accidentally docks his boat.
He had a couple girlfriends that were, it was like very public back in the day.
When you're at a restaurant, I don't care how fucking fancy the restaurant is. It could be Denny's or it could be some fancy 5-star restaurant. I don't care. When you do that, that lets other people know that she is yours, she is spoken for, and you are an old school gentleman. And when you're an old school gentleman, chicks dig that shit, dude.
They dig that.
Cobes thinks he's an old school gentleman.
And you want to do that because it makes your woman happy. It makes her feel like a sexy goddess because she's your sexy goddess.
Milady.
A lioness.
A lioness. Ooh. I just realized with all the hockey talk in the Streamlabs that it was about exactly a year ago that I went up to Canada with Jeff Holiday and we went to a Canucks game.
And Jeff Holiday came back sick.
I did not.
You were sick.
I had like a stomach thing, but that's because I was drinking a lot and eating like whatever I wanted. Like Adam has this beer fridge just like stocked full of beer where you can just grab a beer.
Adam is great with beverages.
Yeah, yes, he is. He
one
made me a couple drinks too. Like mix some.
Scott is a big beverage guy too.
Yeah.
So I know whenever they get together, they are drinking great beverages.
So I think I just had like the beer poops. You know what I mean?
Maybe because I got the poops after that too. So I don't know. I think it might have been something
I never had
that passed
any other
around.
COVID type symptom. Like
Yeah, it wasn't COVID.
Yeah.
But it was like, I think it might have been like a stomach poop bug or something.
I don't know.
I ended up catching it and getting pretty sick after that.
She is woman, hear her roar.
I do wonder how many people with COVID were at that hockey game. There was like 20,000 people there. It was like a packed arena. That's like the last time I did something with that many people in one place.
They were still packing stuff, so I think that there probably weren't that many. It hadn't hit that big spread point just yet. It was just starting to get there.
I think being up in Vancouver, I was safer from COVID than in Seattle if I had been going out, walking around, and going to like a big sporting event.
Maybe. The one thing about Seattle is that most people don't want to go watch our sporting events because our teams suck.
That's not true. I mean, the teams do suck, but people go
I know.
Anyway.
You were going to see the Dragons, the
that
XFL
was cool.
team.
Yeah, I mean that looked like a bad crowd because it was in the Seahawks stadium, so they only filled like the lower part of it. But that was cool. And I did go to a Seahawks game and it was packed. Like when the Seahawks actually played. I've been to one.
Yeah.
Number 9. After a meal, women might really want sex, but that doesn't mean they want to do it. You get it, right? Yeah, I do.
Right?
That being said, spoiler alert, it's about to get steamy up in here.
Oh.
Yeah. If your woman's craving sex, but she doesn't want to move, fellas, take the reins. Eat that pussy out, lick and suck her clit, tickle her G-spot. Now, if you're going to finger your woman, fellas, make sure that your nails are trimmed, they're dull, and they're clean, and your hands are clean.
Do you think his hands have ever been clean? Do you think that he's... I almost...
Do you think he washes his hands after he poops and pees?
I don't know. I almost want to let him go down on me just to see, like, if his hands work, if they're actually clean.
I almost want him.
Ain't no woman on this planet want a guy finger fucking her with some nasty ass sharp nails that are dirty and some nasty ass hands. Get the fuck out of here with that. And fellas, the G-spot is not a myth. A woman's G-spot and her pussy.
I love how he pretends to be this expert. It's so... It is a lack of self-awareness.
It feels...
I think we can agree that Cobes lacks certain things like self-awareness, but that just boosts his confidence, and that is attractive to some women. I bet you there are women out there who just wish they were in Gasper, Wyoming right now, so they could have a little bit of the Cobra bite.
It's not that hard to get to, and it's not like an expensive place to get a hotel room or an Airbnb at.
I think to any woman that would really want Cobes that bad, it actually is a hill to climb. I don't think they have a lot of extra money.
Oh.
Feels like a warm walnut shell. That little rough patch in the back of her vagina. You're welcome.
Oh,
What's
thank
the
you.
difference between a golf ball and your vagina's G-spot? The biggest difference is men will spend more time looking for the golf ball. Ah, this guy. Oh! Again, go out and
like Cobes.
People like, hey, can I eat your pussy out? What's up? Suck on your titties a little bit.
Oh, my God.
Kiss your neck. Nibble on your earlobe, make you feel like a woman. Like, I don't care about me getting off. You're in the mood to get off.
Oh, sure you don't, you liar.
You don't want me to fuck you, but...
God, you try too hard. Like, nobody says this.
Can I get
just
you
me and
off?
Cobes.
That being said, don't just go downtown and go ham. Teaser. Build up to it. And after you've managed to get your girlfriend off a couple times and she's sitting there like, holy shit, babe, that was the best pussy job ever. Cuddle with her. Hold her tight. Tell her she's sexy and pretty. I'm pretty good at eating pussy. Let me tell you, the last girlfriend I had never had her pussy licked or eaten before. She was like, why would I let anyone do that? So one time when me and my last girlfriend were getting busy in the bedroom, I went down on her, dude. And holy fucking shit, her back started arching. Her legs were spasming. She literally took her hand and shoved my head deeper into her pussy. She was like,
I want to add commentary to this, but I feel like I'd just be stepping over his jewels.
He sounds like he's a teenager describing this.
oh, fuck, that feels amazing. And you want my secret to eating good pussy?
Let's hear it, Cobes.
If you got a tongue, use it. Lick it, lick it, lick it,
Is
lick
that
it
your
good.
secret,
Now lick
Cobes?
it. Lick it good.
So his secret is to lick it. That's what it is. How is that a secret?
I don't know, Ben. I've been going at it with a knife and fork. I want it to eat like a meal.
Pussy lips apart and suck on her clit, okay? Suck on it until her clitoris is stuck behind your teeth. Just enough
so cringy.
Pressure to have her clit stuck behind your teeth. And kind of clamp down on it without biting.
No!
Clamp down without biting or being aggressive or painful.
How about don't clamp down?
Just enough
How about get her lady bit stuck in your teeth?
Yeah.
That's the request.
How about we strap a piece of dynamite to her and blow her up?
That her clitoris is stuck behind your teeth.
pull her toenails out with a pair of pliers.
And once her clit is stuck behind your teeth, suck,
set her on fire.
I just don't like the word stuck used here.
Suck, and lick. You want to have your mouth salivating. You know how you can tell a woman's had a good pussy job? When the bed sheets in her man's face are soaked. Oh!
That was not a joke.
Shout out to fangirl Kate. That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Catfish.
I bought me a Powerball ticket, so fingers crossed.
I think he won, actually.
Fingers crossed.
He's just a minimalist, you know?
Oh, man.
If he won the Powerball with his hundreds of millions of dollars, he'd still live in a place like this.
Well, my recommendation.
Just have a whole lot more crap in the background.
Oh, dude, could you imagine the pizzas he'd order if he had like a couple $100 million?
Yeah.
It'd be insane.
I'd like to think he'd buy his own industrial pizza oven.
Oh, no, he wouldn't do that. He would just pay Domino's to do it for him.
Because he's always making his own little add-ons to all this stuff, too.
To spice things up in the bedroom with you and your woman. First of all, fellas, get yourself some tactical soap. Gives them a little lady bone.
He would buy the tactical soap company. He'd be like, man, this is a good investment.
How much money would you pay for that? No, I'm serious. I have Asperger's, so sometimes talking to women is not my strong point.
I feel like if he won the Powerball, I feel like he'd spend about $100,000 trying to make himself more like presentable to women before he realized he could just give them money directly to have sex with them.
Oh, what? He'd get a bunch of plastic surgery and stuff?
No, not plastic. There probably would be some sort of that, like up grooming sort of techniques. They do a lot of things like that. He'd buy like a nice flashy car, nice flashy clothes. He'd have like the Hot Topic XL.
he'd go into Hot Topic and be like, I'll have the lot.
Yeah, and after spending $100,000 on self-improvement, I think he'd be like, wait, I could just buy a prostitute, and then he'd spend the rest of the money on prostitutes.
That's a lot of money to spend on.
But you know, if his Domino's pizza order is $60, his prostitute order is going to be like, each time is going to be like $60,000. He's going to have like a concubine full of trouble that he's just tripping over.
Even though I'm a handsome young man with a big dick and some big muscles.
Okay, come on, dude. Big muscles. Big muscles? You do not have big muscles. You're not fat, but you're like average build. You're like an average built guy.
I don't know, Ben. Maybe he's got a protection spell to ward off girls that are just there for his body. So he presents himself as a Rumpelstiltskin hobo. And then when they get with him, those muscles pop out because he is a sorcerer.
Guitar. I'm a damn good singer. I have a lot of attractive qualities, but because of my Asperger's, sometimes talking to women is not my strongest. When I wear tactical soap, it's like having a wingman. It's like having a wingman on my skin. Shout out to Bill Barr. He's one of my favorite comedians.
Bill Barr or Bill Burr?
Bradford. He got laid because of you.
Hey.
What?
I gotta fix
this. That's what's up, dude. Hell yeah. What do we have here? Some brisk lemon iced tea and some Jack Daniels. Oh, snap.
He's about to get laid.
Oh, snap. Represent those knuckles, baby.
That's what's up.
Can't say I have a favorite. I like all of Ozzy's songs. Long live Ozzy!
God.
What's a Jewish person's favorite tea? I heard Jews like brisk. See what I did there?
It's called Brisk, not Brisk.
Oh, Brisk.
Yeah, that's what he was going for.
I was like, I don't get it.
That's because it was a terrible joke.
Behave, Josh. So I'm going to pour a little bit of that tea in there, just like that. Not a sponsor, that's just free advertisement.
What do you pack your whiskey?
2 things to spice up your love life.
Pack of cigarettes.
Some tactical soap.
He did that with
some KY.
Oh my God!
You gotta let it breathe. You gotta pack that whiskey.
Apparently so. I've been doing it wrong all this time.
Mine plus hers. You put the blue stuff on your dick. You put the pink stuff on her pussy. Separately, they feel amazing. But when they collide, ooh-wee.
Oh my God. Okay, this is where he gets trashed. Look at that.
All right. Not a sponsor, just bloop, free advertisement. In fact, for Father's Day, I gave my dad a bar of tactical soap, which also doubles as a Mother's Day gift. Wink, wink. Oh.
I wonder what his parents are like.
Cheers, YouTube.
If this was your son, would you watch these videos?
Oh, sweet Lucifer, that
My
is
mom
fucking
would.
tasty.
My mom watches this stuff when I do this stuff.
Yeah, I was asking what you would do, though.
I don't
Showing off
know.
my 80% British.
I think if this was my son, I'd be making the videos with him.
Crumpets.
Probably. Oh, God.
Oh, that's the ticket. Lana! What, Archer? Danger zone?
This is Senator John Kennedy. What I'm about to tell you is urgent. I kid you not. Our country is in great danger of a liberal takeover.
No, fuck politics. Fuck politics. Politics in 2020 be like, everything's sexist and everything's racist.
Oh,
and, you know,
going
it
on a
turns
political
out
rant.
that George Floyd was a porn star, and the night he was shot by cops,
He was never shot.
he might have had hard drugs in his system.
He wasn't shot. He was, like, strangled, basically.
I like how the night he was shot by cops, he might have had hard drugs in his system. Okay. Do you realize that hard drugs in your system in some areas now won't even get you arrested? Well, that's pretty sweet. Let alone get you murdered by knee point.
But that's so not the point. There are people out there saying that Mount Rushmore is a tribute to slavery. I'm like, what?
Nobody's saying that.
Okay, I need a drink. Hold up.
I mean, there's some slave owners in it.
Cheers, Cobes. I wonder.
Fuck.
I wonder how many videos we can get of people who are like drinking in their videos that we watch, and we just do an entire episode one night where every time they drink, we drink.
St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
We could just get a bunch of videos of our favorite people getting trashed and sip along with them.
I'm trying to think of how many of them there are out there. Like,
There's got to be a handful, right? There's got to be enough.
Is it people like this, or is it like people we know that we're like buddies
People like
with?
this, people like I don't know, like who all drinks on camera that we
Not too
watch?
many people. Cobes is like the only one I can think of off the top of my head. I literally can't think of anybody else.
I had black friends growing up, and I have black friends to this day. I don't see color
You just
when
did
it
the I
comes
have
to
black
people.
friends.
I see the way other people treat other people. Fuck racism. If you're
Trumpster
sitting there
Bob.
attacking
Okay, yep.
innocent cops, then you're no better than the 4 assholes who shot George Floyd. That may be controversial, but that's the fucking truth.
It's probably the mostly controversial because of how off it is.
Right. He doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Sing it
again. Cobra, you don't get to talk about this issue. The fuck I can't talk about this issue, motherfucker.
Well, you're so uninformed, you don't even know how he died. So you really shouldn't talk about this issue. You don't know what you're talking about at all.
You have any idea what it's like to have like 40 plus cops showing up at your door with guns pointed at you, knowing that your life is this close from being ended? You have no idea what that's like, dude. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of scared me a little
We
bit.
all know he got shot by a cop.
Oh, you know what?
Rat Lord,
I was wrong.
Rat
Yeah.
Lord, we're gonna need you to donate more than $20 for us to believe that. I'm sorry. My morals are too strong for a $20 dono.
I wonder if Rat Lord got his signed figures I saw one got tweeted out on Twitter yesterday, so they're making their way.
Oh, Hidden Figures.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Rat Lord got it too.
Good.
Like, I'm a pretty tough asshole. I'm a tough asshole. I'm not gonna lie. But that shit scared me. If I would have had one of my autistic freakouts, if I would have had one trigger-happy cop, that could have ended so disastrously.
Could have, yeah.
So I appreciate the Casper Police Department for handling that situation as professionally as possible. My potion-making skills know no bounds.
Oh, he just finished it.
Okay, Sydney Watson, take us away. I fucking hate rapists. I hate rapists more than I hate my trolls.
Damn, that's good.
Wow.
People are saying we need to remove.
Oh, dude, he poured another one. His cup is full again.
Aunt Jemima from the syrup logo because it's racist. But on the same note, Aunt Jemima was the first African-American woman, one of the first to become a multimillionaire. But that's just my opinion.
Was she?
Oh, I go and
was Aunt Jemima based off of a real woman?
Oh, wait, that's cold.
Actually, there was someone who was alleging that it was.
And she became a multimillionaire?
No, she did
Yeah,
not.
so what the hell is Cobes talking about?
I don't know. There was someone who was claiming that it was like their grandma or something like that, and there was like evidence that possibly she was the inspiration, but
Whoa. Hey, look, I got my dick wet on stream. I don't spill liquor all over myself. Going through a dry spell sucks. You want some of-age pussy, but no girl wants to fuck you. Every girl rejects you because you're a famous YouTuber and because trolls are dicks. Let me remind you why the trolls swatted me on YouTube. They literally, and I quote, said this: King Cobra's gonna kill his wife and his kid. They sat there and said, oh, King Cobra's gonna
those
murder
people don't
his
exist.
wife and his kid. So the cops show up to my door and they're sitting there going, wait a minute, you don't have a kid or a wife.
Yeah.
And trust and fucking motherfucking believe. If I had a wife and a kid of my own, I would protect them with my life. I would take a bullet. I would take a goddamn bullet for my woman and for my kid. I kind of feel like this is the crap that's going to make blacks look bad.
What?
Oh my God, dude.
What's he talking about now?
Was he reading
I like
something?
how I can't
Oh, God, no.
that, oh, Sydney Watson's cute, without people sitting there going, oh, hey, you trying to get with her? Hey. Like, no. I can acknowledge that a woman's cute without trying to get with her. That's what you fucking assholes need to realize.
I think Cobes would have a better chance of getting a woman by not trying to get with her.
Yeah.
Bitching about my counteracts, but I'm like, you know what? It could be worse.
Dude, he is trashed.
I like this.
I'm actually getting pre-op surgery. Pre-op is happening next week. And then in September, I'm getting surgery, and that'll help make my eyesight 1,000 times better.
Dude, he is.
This fucking drink combination. Dude.
I've been pretty drunk on stream, but I've never been like to this level. One time I did too much drinking and too much weed smoking, and it sent me into like spin world, you know, like spins. But just like I've never been like so drunk that I like would be, I don't know, all wobbly like that. It's crazy. Is he like huffing gasoline or something? Like
he's part of the Drink Cup Nation.
On the YouTube, watching King Cobra get drunk on live stream. That's always entertaining. and some of that JD.
Oh! You drank the whole bottle.
Yeah, it's only a pint, right?
I mean...
So let me tell you about the time that part of Seattle decided to start its own country.
I'm over it.
That's not what happened. It wasn't its own country.
Watching King Cobra get drunk on stream for the right causes. I'm sure that turns you Cobras on, but brought to you courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue lyrics. Oh my God, dude. Time for your boy to do some book covers. And American guys are always
Remember earlier when he was like, I'm a pretty good singer. We got a pretty awesome singing voice.
Love you too, Prince Moore. Cheers.
Recognize
Cheers.
seal glory line. Lamented.
Dude, this is lit.
With due courtesy.
Everyone, please like the stream. Let's get it over 200. All you got to do is click one little thing. Click it.
Of the Red, White, and Blue. Fucking love America. Ah, yeah!
This is so... I would be so embarrassed if I did this.
I don't give a fuck, YouTube.
There's no chance I'm not going out drinking with Cobes when COVID's over.
Black, white,
I'm going to make this
Asian,
happen.
You're born in this country. You're an American. Fuck yeah!
For her.
Oh, the Red,
But the people that weren't born here, get rid of them.
White, and Blue.
I'm just going to go to Cobes, Casper, Wyoming with like a wad full of cash. And just keep feeding Cobes drinks all night long.
On the King Cobra radio.
Oh, no. Oh, no, Cobes. You know you're lit when the devil starts coming out.
Swizzle of this Jack Daniels and brisk tea mixture. No, fucking hell.
He loves to get shit-faced, man. He loves it.
A sexy badass coming at you with another one.
Dude, he is so gone. I'm glad he's out of alcohol.
Oh my God, I'm too fucking drunk to fucking sing this song. It's embarrassing.
He's embarrassed. He's drunk enough to be embarrassed by something. That's good.
It's alright.
He's getting mad.
I'm not even gonna try to sing it. You know what? I know I can sing Hammerfall for days. Holy carb, you are balding, dude. What is distance? You know what? I know I'm going bald because of my life choices.
I don't think it's your life choices. I think it's just genetics. Then he put a hat on.
Is this the same hat he has now?
It might be.
Oh, man. I gotta go take a whiz. I think all this drinking is making me...
You're peeing for him?
I'm peeing vicariously through Cobes' drinking. I'll burb.
What? All right, guys. All right. I'm all alone. I'll switch to this for a minute here. Everyone, please like the stream if you haven't already. If you could help us reach our goal, that'd be great. We have a record of meeting the goal for like 2.5 years. We've met the goal every week. You have to use Streamlabs for it to count. There's a link in the description for Streamlabs. You throw us a couple bucks. We usually start the tip train.
Anaheim Ducks on
there we go.
10-game losing streak. Going out to buy me some Brisk and Daniels.
Oh, man. For some reason, it didn't show that in this view, so I'll go back. I'll see what you said here. My Anaheim Ducks on a 10-game losing streak. Wow. Going out to buy some Brisk and Daniels. So you're gonna drink Brisk and Jack Daniels? I wonder what that tastes like. That actually sounds a little better than most of the drinks he comes up with. A lot of the stuff he makes, a lot of the food he makes is gross.
Take a dab, Beniski. I'm sorry, it was an accident.
It was an accident. This is the tip train, by the way. The tip train is rolling now. All right. Fix Soul with the 666. Yeah, I'm looking something up. I actually saw something on a menu recently that reminded me of something Cobes would make. It's there's this new like wing place where I don't think it has an actual dine-in location. I think it's like takeout only, and they're selling these wings that are like, instead of normal batter, they're not wings, by the way. They're like boneless wings, basically chicken nuggets. They're encrusted with Cheetos. They're like encrusted with Cheetos and fried, or in regular or hot Cheetos. Yeah, there's like, this is what it looks like. And they have like fried cheese too. Oh no, this is the Applebee's stuff. This is the Cosmic Wing stuff. Tip train, toot toot. Oh shit, I forgot you guys can't see it. Pff, hold on, I'll show it to you. My bad. I didn't have Billy here to tell me that you guys can't see it. Here it is. Yeah, these are hot Cheeto crusted boneless wings. I have to wonder what Billy would think of them. Yeah, flamin' hot Cheetos on boneless wings. What do you guys think? Would you eat it? I am jealous of his rock and roll lifestyle. I am. I wish I could live the rock and roll life. I wish I could be a cool guy. Oh my God. Yeah, I've been drunk where I do that to be like, he's probably getting the spins. There's this new place in the area called Cosmic Wings, and they sell like 2 types of boneless wings that are, instead of having batter on them, they're like Cheeto encrusted. They're Cheeto crusted, either in hot or normal Cheetos. Would you eat that? Does that sound like something good?
Would I eat that?
Well, like, yeah, if you weren't dieting or anything.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Cheeto crust is a great like opposite for breading, like a panko breading.
Yeah, yeah.
It can work really well. There's this taco truck that is in Seattle, like delivery only, and they put like mounds of Cheetos inside there. They make these giant crunch wraps. Like, do you have a Taco Bell crunch wrap?
No.
So like they do these things. They're like big giant discs of tortilla filled with Cheetos in them, crunchy hot Cheetos or crunchy hot Doritos, flaming hot.
It sounds like something Cobra would come up with. That's why I was talking about it, because he like crushes up chips and puts it on stuff. He's got like holes in the ass of his jeans.
Oh yeah. That
Oh my God, he can't even walk.
Yep.
He's done.
Yep. That's their life.
I've seen a video of Trumpster Bob like this too.
Yep.
He's gonna light his mustache on fire,
which is okay.
Lost control. I'm the one.
I love it. Oh, that's the end. That was wonderful.
That was a wild ride.
I loved it. Yeah, tubes. Gail recently announced something. She's starting a new channel.
Uh-oh.
Check this out.
I have officially launched my cooking channel. Zach Knight suggested I do this. And I am a big time cook. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm getting really big into cooking. And if you want to learn how to cook international gourmet food on a budget of about $180 to $190 a month, then subscribe to my channel and follow my videos. I have been a big time cook since about 1984.
She's got experience.
And I have a reputation as being like this. I mean, I lived, when I was married and I lived in Michigan, we used to...
Lived where now?
Michiganistan.
Let me tell you, this is a true story. This guy kept coming over to my place.
I love it. Gail said, this is a true story, okay?
He always showed up at 4 in the evening. This was a guy from my church. He always showed up at 4 in the evening. And he was doing this, like, I would say several times a week. And my husband, being, polite to him and everything, said, "Oh, hi, yeah, how you doing?" And he'd sit around and do small talk. He said, "Oh, is it all right if I stay for dinner?" He did this for like 2 months. And he would sit down at dinner and go, "Oh, this is so good." We found out. The only reason he came over was so he could stick around for dinner. And finally, my husband had to find an excuse to get rid of him. He would say, "Oh, this is so good." Anyways, that's a true story. So most of the recipes that I get are going to be from this book.
Ooh.
I have found, and this one.
Chinese, Japanese cuisine.
And
what's the other one?
Some of them are just recipes that I've remembered that I've written down, and I've published them at my website. Here's another one.
So check it out. Maybe we could try to make one of Gail's recipes sometime.
Maybe we could do a private show that's a potluck, and we all bring our own creations and then watch
There's
all
only
the
two
other
of
people
us,
cook.
though.
Well, yeah, but like me, you, maybe we'll invite Joey to
We
cook
get Joe,
something
he'll
up.
make his sausage and pepper hoagies.
Maybe we can have Jeff Holiday come up with a pot. We'll have a potluck night. We'll watch Gail cook. We'll watch JF Garapi and Mama JF cook. We'll watch Cobes cook.
All right, here's this guy. I don't even know his name, but we've been watching him recently.
So what's up there, you guys? Your man Joe coming around just to find that you need to know. So a few sisters in Christ was talking about ASMR and how much demonic it is. I'm glad that they brought that up because
This goes because all of his videos are about masturbation.
Uh-huh.
So now he's going to tell the tale of how he got into masturbation.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm a witness of that. Okay, when the first time I've heard of ASMR, I didn't know what to think. It was just like a bunch of people just making sounds and just making it sound like, oh.
But then big
it's
booby
actually
girls started
touching,
doing
like
it.
Somebody's like actually touching my ear or something like that. Then after I got this, I guess I liked this one person that was doing ASMR, and then she had like both mics, like both ear mics, and she just had like cotton balls and like on each ear, and you can actually like hear or feel, actually mostly hear, or make you think that somebody's like they're actually cleaning your ear or something like that. And there's this one video, this one video that enticed me or got me up in atoms. Okay, masturbation. Okay. So actually the video was about two twin girls. And they was, giving me like, having like kiss, like blowing.
Poop, 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 poop. Eleanor! Thank you for the poop, 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 poop. I just want to pause really quick and say, this man's going to explain anything he possibly wants as an excuse why he masturbated, but we know the real reason why he masturbated, because he wanted to masturbate. He was waiting for anything to allow him to break his solidarity with the Lord, and these just happen to be the first people that he could put the blame on.
Off kisses and nibbling off the ear, and it pretty much aroused me. Then after that I had to unsubscribe. I had to cut that off, because I don't want to masturbate anymore, so please pray for me on that. So I guess certain ASMR get you all wound up and hot and bothered and stuff. And I heard that it's that sort of ASMR is pretty much like New Age or something like that.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah, so please go to Jesus Christ about ASMR. I'm just telling you like how ASMR, certain things affect me. So
it makes you want to masturbate like literally everything else in your life.
But as far as that, repent. Jesus Christ is coming soon.
He's coming, all right.
Be washed up by the blood of Jesus Christ. Be baptized in the Holy Spirit, and prepare for Jesus Christ is coming. Prepare for the wedding supper of the Lamb. Prepare for the 7-year tribulation, and prepare for the great white throne judgment. Okay. Okay.
No enthusiasm whatsoever at the end there. It's just like mumbling.
He is very enthusiastic about his masturbatory stories, but everything else, he's phoning in.
Yeah, he's passionate about masturbation. That's his passion.
He's a wanker scab, man. He's got to have wanker scabs.
Yeah, probably. So we had a small tip train.
Yeah?
Over this last segment here.
Well, let young Bill Fridge check in on the tippy tip.
Check it out.
We saw Rat Lord Alcaraz give the 1111. That's a blessed number. Red Scare getting the tip train tickets in on the 333-666 for DJ Fix Soul. Rat Lord Alcaraz said, "Take a dab, Beniski."
I don't have any dabs, but I can do, talking's not coming so easy right now.
Anthony C says, "My Anaheim Ducks on a 10-game losing streak, going out to buy me some Brisk and Daniels."
Yeah, just like Cobes, his favorite cocktail.
That's how life could be. Prince Morris says, "I'm trash. I love you guys. Love you too, Prince." Jamie Hill said, "Tip train. The Canucks came back to win. Rat Lord gave us that big love." Said, "Dude, we all know he got shot by a cop." Wow. Rat Lord again with the big love. And Prince Mora said, "Billy makes the road driving bearable. Love you guys." Yeah, I hope you're not trashed road driving right now. Wherever you are, be a sweet and safe boy. That's all we care about. Even if you're not a boy, just be a safe boy and a sweet boy. That's all we care about. And then Eleanor, of course, with the poop, poop, poop.
Poop, 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 poop.
And
poop, poop,
I
poop,
believe that catches us up with our thing earlier.
I love that poot poot music video.
Poop, poop.
Poot, 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 poot. It was done very well. Let's
do the poop poop.
It's great.
I'm pretty high. Bob likes trans women. He said so in the Discord. We should all support him in trans rights.
Oh, wow.
I do support him. Carp Cozian, thank you for supporting us.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
She said this.
Maybe next
What the
Actual
fuck?
Mania, we should have a wanker scab on a pole match with Cobes versus the
on your pole.
With Cobes versus the masturbation guy.
Yeah, I don't even know his name.
We'd have to figure out if Cobes has more videos talking about wanker scabs or masturbating like crazy.
Is that nasty shit? And, dude, I'm like, it's just my dick. She said, hey, Josh, what the fuck's up with your dick thing? You know what I'm saying? And, dude, I'm like, I'm proud of what I got, dude. You want my number? She said, poot, 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 poot. And I quote.
And I quote.
I farted.
I farted.
Yeah. Get a little bit of extra, you know what I'm saying? Bit of that smell, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, you're not even the real.
You're not even the
real. You're banned.
You're banned.
You're banned.
That's great. I love it.
This is one of the best songs ever made.
Yeah.
It says Two Guns, No Ammo.
Yeah, give it a Grammy.
And I quote poot poot poot.
And I quote poot 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 poot. Thank you, Rat Lord Alcaraz. Poot poot.
Next
Everybody like
segment.
this.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Yeah, they're going to touch me.
They're going to touch you. Antagonism.
Here is Spexo because he's responding to a tweet that someone made about him and his ties with Nick Fuentes and other people in the alt-right.
All right, so it seems that I have officially made it onto Antifa's watch list or onto their radar because this guy, Sarlacc Attack, who people are telling me that he's part of Antifa, and I was looking over his timeline, and it seems that he retweets a lot of Antifa things. But
He's actually a part of FIFA. You heard it wrong. He plays soccer.
Nothing wrong with that.
He's part of FIFA.
His whole entire shtick is that he basically slanders and lies about conservatives and even libertarians like Gavin McInnes, calling them white nationalist extremists and stuff like that. And then he sends stuff to the ADL and the SPLC and tries to basically destroy people's reputations and names. Really, really awesome life this guy must have. And you see here he's retweeting anti-fascist archivist talking about how the chairman of Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio, is an extremist, and he's giving
And
a
also
white
a snitch.
supremacist hand gesture and stuff like that.
He
This
is.
guy's whole entire thing is to basically slander and lie about conservatives and libertarians and basically people who aren't complete leftists, I guess. And their whole thing is like trying to dox people and stuff like that. And
Where's
they've
the
attacked me
dox?
now.
I don't see that.
And I'm not too worried about it. When I was a total libertarian in 2016. I went to a Trump rally, and I was featured in the news and stuff like that, and they were trying to call me a white nationalist and stuff like that. And most normal people don't take this stuff seriously.
It says this account is, I research fascism and police brutality in the PNW. So
the
they're
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, so they're from somewhere in this area. Could be Oregon.
They got the Venmo and the Cash App and the...
Yeah.
And these terms are so overused that nobody really believes in them and stuff like that. But there are still normies who just see people being called a white nationalist and white supremacist.
You are a white nationalist. Come on. Stop denying it. Just be... Like, what are you running from? Your views are white nationalists. They are.
Take it at face value. So I am going to rebuttal the things that he said about me because they're completely not true. And
you're going to
all
rebuke
he's doing is blatantly lying or taking things out of context or taking jokes and ironic comments that I made.
What's the video that's downloaded there? Can we see the bottom corner? It says Spexo and an MP4 on his screen. It's like an MP4.
I don't know.
Is he downloading porn?
It just says Spexo and I don't know.
Taking them as genuine and authentic. So we're going to go through the thread that he made about me. He did a lot of in-depth research about me, and we're going to rebut.
I mean, you don't need in-depth research. You pose for photos with people that are associated with the alt-right.
All of the nonsense that he's saying.
Can I get a picture?
It starts off with... during CPAC
Can I have a kiss, Nick?
2021, Republican Matt Gaetz had a photo op with Spexo, a white nationalist social media influencer from New York State who attended the openly fascist America First political action conference organized by fellow white nationalist Nick Fuentes. All right, so first of all, I'm not a white nationalist.
Okay.
What are you?
But you talk about how the white race is in danger and that you have to preserve it, and I would say you prefer to live in a majority white place and wouldn't have a problem with there being laws keeping the area you choose to live in being a majority white place. Yeah. So, and you are a nationalist too.
What are you, Spexo, if not a white nationalist? What are you?
If you go to any of my videos or know anything about me whatsoever, in the first video I uploaded when I really started getting active in making videos about politics and stuff like that, I did this hour and 48 minutes video called My Political and Spiritual Journey So Far, and I explicitly state I am not a white nationalist, and I give multiple reasons why. And
look,
the reasons why,
I give a disclaimer before I tell you what I am, to tell you I'm definitely not a white nationalist. No matter if hour and 48 minutes worth of me talking might make you think I'm a white nationalist, I gave a disclaimer to say I'm not. So I'm not.
He's really just talking about Cookie Monster, right?
Where
it's not a metaphor for Nazi
DOJ
stuff.
And all these people labeling people that claim to be white nationalists as terrorists, it's not my ideology. I explained it in the video I just did with Jordan yesterday, saying that I am not an ethno-nationalist, but I'm also not a civic nationalist. There's a line where you can understand that demographics matter, and demographics are destiny and reality, and understand
demographics matter.
There is a coordinated attack against white people.
I'm not a white nationalist, but guys, come on. I am a nationalist, and demographics do matter.
Right.
There is a coordinated attack against white people. Now, I'm not here to defend white people because that might make me a white nationalist. I'm just here to propose the demographics.
But that doesn't mean that I only want a white country and whites only and stuff like that. That is complete slander, and I'm definitely...
I mean, that's impossible. Like, that's impossible to really have. Even in countries like Japan, where it's like mostly one race of people, there's still, I mean, like, there's still going to be people of other races there. So like it's impossible to have a 100% all white country.
Never,
it's not going to happen.
Never let somebody tell you something is impossible, people at home. Follow your heart.
I mean, with the way the world works, yeah, like it's just impossible.
Definitely not a white supremacist. I don't think that white people are superior to other races just because they're white.
I just think they are for all these other reasons that I'm about to tell you.
Yeah, because of the demographics, they're superior.
do believe that every race has uniqueness and distinctions, and I think that every race, including white people, but also including black people and Asians, has the right to self-determination and to advocate for their in-group interests. That's basically what my stance has been, and I also am for complete freedom of association. I'm not for forced segregation or separation or anything like that. And I've also stated multiple times that I've accepted that we're going to live in a multiracial society, but in order for that to happen, we need to have everybody be treated with respect and dignity.
In order for that to happen, we have to establish dominance.
It's funny that he that's something he has to come to acceptance of.
Yeah.
Like, he had to sit and, like, learn to accept something that is just, it's just the reality, and it's not, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. That he was like, yeah, I had to come to accept that we just live in a multiracial society.
Standards when it comes to white people. Also, he calls me an influencer, which I am not an influencer at all, but I appreciate the time. But it seems what he's doing is he's trying to label me a white nationalist, white supremacist, all this stuff, because I have a picture with cartoon face Matt Gaetz, and they're trying to make Matt Gaetz disavow America First, I guess. And
yeah, because he's like a Trump Republican. He's not alt-right, but he dabbles. He dips his foot in it. He'll like dip his toes in it.
I have been mostly listening to the audio version for years, and it's about time I finally chip in.
Thank you so much.
Cheers,
we
Seth
appreciate it.
Thank you for making a little moment with us. Appreciate you.
We're really close to that goal now. We're 3/4 of the way there.
3/4.
20% Mexican, 2% black, white supremacist Nick Fuentes. But
I mean, 2% black. No, he has 2% African ancestry. He's not black at all, right?
Look, if you have 2% black in you, you should be able to be a white supremacist. That's only fair.
Yeah.
It's also tiresome. So then he says, Gaetz even gave a shout out to Spexo and other fascists affiliated with Fuentes when they managed to sneak into CPAC despite conference security and the American Conservative Union nominally banning their entry. All right. So, I mean, this is just funny. And they did this. Somebody else posted this as well.
I do think this is kind of like cute. The guy's like, they managed to sneak into CPAC despite the conference security and the American Conservative Union nominally banning their entry. Like, who cares if they sneak into some stupid brown-nosed party for Republicans? This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Oh, God, they snuck into CPAC.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. They are losers. I love that they went into CPAC and had nothing to show for it, but a couple are, yeah, we did it memes. Like the people that broke into the Capitol building had a little more success.
not the lady that got shot.
No, not her.
Or a couple days ago.
That's negative success.
Somebody posted this exact video, and they said white supremacists harass Matt Gaetz, and the guy talking, Jordan, is black. So
it
now
doesn't matter. All right. Are any of them Jewish?
Look, that guy was black, and Nick Fuentes is 2% black. So it adds up, okay?
That's another characteristic of these white nationalists that won't admit to being white nationalists. They all just seem to hate Jews too. They hate Jews. They want to live not in an ethno state, but I want to choose who I associate with.
And a lot of poor people voted for the rich to get tax breaks.
And they're all Catholic too. They're all Catholic.
Switched it to fascist. So am I a white nationalist, a white supremacist,
yes,
a fascist? What am I? So I
don't know. I don't know if you're a fascist.
Apparently, according to these people,
Maybe.
I hate black people, right? But I'm hanging out with a bunch of black people, and but the black people I hang out with are fascists, so they're no good. It's just complete nonsense. Then he goes on and goes, Spexo's political perspective, he emphasizes with Hitler and believes he had just cause to crack down on.
Nobody thinks that it's impossible to be a white nationalist just because you have hung out with black people. Like, that's a ridiculous notion. And being 2% black is completely irrelevant. Like, it's just irrelevant. It's like a negligible amount.
international Jewry for disrupting the German economy and for disproportionately encouraging homosexuality, pornography, and child prostitution. That is not what I said, and we're going to watch this entire video. I know this is from last year, so I know some of you weren't following, a lot of you weren't following me. This video only has like 200 views, I think, on my channel. But this video I made about Hitler and the...
Let's pause really quick and remind everybody that the Burger King hat in the background of his video here is a dog whistle for a racist passenger that got kicked off of an airline flight for being racist.
You're right.
So maybe he's not a white nationalist. Maybe he's not everything this person said he is. But he's not a good guy, and he's acting on race relations for the betterment of whatever... America First? Like, I'm pretty sure the term America First is not a new term. It's been used over the decades for problem people. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Spexel's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Point of the video was that
America First just like signifies a rejection of globalism and a move to nationalism. That was like a big part of Trump's platform, and that's something people in the alt-right, people who are into nationalism, that's music to their ears.
We just saw Dr. Seuss last week with the comment putting America First and Nazis hand in hand in a comic strip that he did 60, 70 years ago.
Yeah.
So like America First has been around and been associated with Nazis for a long time.
There's no sense in bringing up Hitler in political conversations or trying to tell people alternative theories about Hitler or anything like that, because it's not going to get anywhere. Ironically, this was what the video was about. And he takes it as that I'm empathizing with Hitler. When in the video I say that I am not giving my opinion. I am not saying whether he was right or wrong. I'm just giving...
Why not give your opinion, and why would you say he was right?
No, he's not saying he's right or wrong, okay, Ben? We can't put words in Spexo's mouth. He never said Hitler was wrong.
Certain facts that nobody ever wants to talk about. But the entire point of the video is that you cannot have nuance or pragmatism when talking about Hitler, because you cannot separate the policies he enacted and the statesmen from the atrocities that he committed. And I said that it's kind of hypocritical because you can talk about Stalin and Mao and all these other people, Genghis Khan, and you can separate their wartime strategy or their...
Genghis Khan was like, I mean, that was like barbarian times. Like, you know, Hitler lived in like modern society.
Aspirations and all the policies that they tried to implement, and you could separate that from the atrocities and genocides and mass murders that they also committed. They probably couldn't, I guess they couldn't understand that. But the video shows that I am not empathizing or saying that Hitler was right or anything like that. And also, I said that I was giving the reason that Hitler thought that he was doing. I wasn't saying that he was correct. I was saying that Hitler blamed Jews because he said that they were disproportionately negatively influencing and disrupting German culture and social fabric, which, by the way, this was way...
Like Mao and Stalin, that was all kind of like, you know, that was all within the same century. Genghis Khan, that was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years before any of those other people he mentioned. I don't get why you would mention Genghis Khan. It's like some really old school stuff right there.
Before I was even part of America First, and this was just a random video I was doing, and it's just ironic because they're basically trying to say that I'm like pro-Hitler by showing a video where I'm explicitly talking about why you shouldn't ever even talk about Hitler, because you can't even have a serious adult conversation without people calling you.
Guys, you should never talk about Hitler because you're never going to win the argument that Hitler was a good guy. No matter what you say, guys, no matter what we say behind the scenes, no matter how many documentaries we watch on what a great guy Hitler was, we should never talk about it with people because there's this negative connotation around Hitler. It's unfair. We can't have a good conversation about Hitler anymore. The people have ruined talking good about Hitler for us. What?
You're a white supremacist or a white nationalist, so let's watch this.
So there's no indication that he wanted to take over the world. Everything, all of his invasions and expansionist projects were to try and...
You won't find almost no one, unless they're a white nationalist, that would use the name either Adolf or Hitler. Like those two names, like the last name, like anyone who had the last name Hitler has like changed their name And the name Adolf is not given to children when they're born anymore. After all of that, his name is literally like gone, unless you're like a crazy redneck couple that want to put. Do you remember that news story years ago? Like they went to like a cake shop and they wanted it to say "Happy Birthday Adolf Hitler" because they named their kid Adolf Hitler. Like, only crazy people like that would do that.
You can name your kid whatever you want, too.
Someone in the chat said, I know an Adolf. All right, is it an old person? Oh, Adolf. No. I mean, literally Adolf. The Germanic version of that name. Not anything that's like a Latin version of it or something like that.
It's hard to find just a Dolph. Like Dolph Lundgren. It's rare to just find a Dolph.
Reestablish historical ethnic German people, the ethnic German nation. There's also no proof or evidence at all, even circumstantial, that suggests that Hitler wanted to genocide every other race. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. He talked about wanting a coalition of different nationalist nations. True. Also, maybe when the war started, we're not going to talk about that, maybe when the war started.
Look, guys, this is why Hitler wasn't all bad, okay? Was he saying he was talking down on Hitler like a second ago when he's over here defending Hitler? This is like me with Onision.
He changed his mind or something. I don't know.
Sorry, Hitler, I can't come film videos with you anymore due to all these accusations.
But before that, it wasn't about genociding the Jews. But there was a lot of anti-Jewish sentiment in Germany because after World War I, which there was a lot of...
Because they were hoarding all their gold.
...of conspiracy theories that international Jewish bankers were responsible for bringing America into the war against Germany when Germany was on the verge of winning the war. And then afterwards, they got raped in the Treaty of Versailles. And then the Weimar Republic came and it was just filled with decadence and degeneracy. And they were in massive amounts of debt. And in almost every facet of power and influence that was promoting and propagate these degenerate things, especially in the Weimar Republic where the pornography scene was out of control, prostitution was running rampant, you had mother and daughter teams on the street.
What? Like, what are you talking about?
He's talking about the mother and daughter prostitution teams.
Okay.
Children, bestiality, all this degenerate, disgusting stuff. There was a lot of overrepresentation of Jewish people in these places. So what Hitler wanted to do, whether right or wrong, I'm not giving...
Now, what Hitler wanted to do, and whether right or wrong, I'm not trying to put it my own personal spin.
I'm not saying genocide is right or wrong, guys.
But this is all Hitler was really trying to do here, okay?
Any opinion on...
Wait, hold on. Let's watch that. What did I say?
Whether right or wrong, I'm not giving any...
Yeah, he thinks this is like...
This is the equivalent of looking around the room before saying a black joke.
Right.
Oh, well, no, there's no black people in here. Guess what?
Opinion on this one. So what Hitler wanted to do, whether right or wrong, I'm not giving any opinion on this whatsoever.
I'm not giving any opinion on this whatsoever. I'm literally just stating facts. But okay, let's go.
Hitler wanted to nationalize all of these systems of media and influence, and he wanted to push out the Jewish influence. And he wanted to do this because
right or wrong, but with all due respect.
yeah, exactly.
With all due respect, you're a
Jews were only 2% of the population or less, and they were controlling a insane amount of power and influence. So he stopped letting Jews have that power. He nationalized the money. He decentralized the banks. He made usury illegal. And naturally, a lot of Jewish people did not like this because they were being persecuted, which they were.
Yeah, so they were justified for not liking it.
Oh, wait, so I'm admitting that Jews were being persecuted, and
that doesn't make you any better.
Saying that I'm not giving an opinion on this. I'm just stating what is happening, but this means that I'm empathizing with Hitler.
International Jewry declared war on Germany, and they had boycotts against them. And
true. I don't remember the exact date. I think it was like in 1933 or 34. I wasn't saying international Jewry as like a dog whistle or whatever. It was like the Jewish World Organization, whatever it's called, declared an international Jewish boycott against German goods. That is like literally a fact that you can look up. I'm not implying or giving any type of opinion based on that. I'm simply stating what happened. And this video is probably a mistake to make, because if you watch the full video is like 15 minutes long. You'll see that I literally am saying from the beginning that this is the type of stuff that you can never talk about or have a serious conversation with, because once you say that Hitler is anything but the epitome of evil, the personification of Satan, once you say anything like that, then you are automatically labeled.
That's a straw man, because I don't say that. I just say he's one of the worst dictators / mass killers in the history of the world.
I will say this about World War II. After Japan and Germany both fell in World War II, they went on to have some of the grossest adult videos out there. We're pretty gross here in America, but there is some stuff that happens over there that I'm surprised.
Supremacist, a white nationalist, an anti-Semite. You want to kill everybody who's non-white. All this stuff. It's absolutely nonsense, and it's blatantly slander. But I think that anybody with above room temperature IQ who actually goes and looks into my videos and sees where my standpoints are.
I never heard you say you want to kill all of them. I just know you don't want them around you, and you think your race is facing extinction, and you're really worried about that.
Yeah,
that's a big issue to you right now. We don't have more important issues.
I see you groan and point out people who wear yarmulkes in public.
It was a Trump yarmulke.
Yeah, I see you groan when you see people who are at all related to Judaism. Every time, like, it's pretty obvious how you feel, dude.
That this is complete nonsense, but it does kind of suck that this is getting so much attention. It has like 406 likes, 251 retweets. Really, really annoying. But all right, hold on, let's continue.
I mean, numbers don't, dude. They're like so obsessed with numbers. These people from this group, like those people that liked and retweeted it, you wouldn't care about their opinion, because they have opposite opinions from you. So, like, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter to you how many people that you think are idiots disagree with you.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Just because a post gets room temperature amount of likes.
Right. Even if it got a ton.
Declared war on Germany, and they had boycotts against them. And, you know, there's other stuff that happened or whatever, but that's basically the main gist of it. There was no talk about genociding or killing the Jews.
Right, that's absolutely true, and I'm talking about before the war. There is no evidence or ever talking about, like, we're going to have a systematic mass murder operation against Jews. And I even said I'm talking about before the war. I didn't even get into what happened during the war. I'm talking about German policies and what happened in Germany before the start of World War II. And I said that he didn't.
All right, I'm done with them. We heard enough. Right? I mean, look, yeah, it's way longer. I don't want to watch anymore.
I'm not going to give an opinion either way on whether Spexo is a white nationalist, but I will say, based off his comments today, he does not like the Jews.
Do you remember several shows ago I like featured an anonymous patron that had like canceled their stuff for reasons that were not even true? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And they were talking about me strawmanning people on YouTube, and we didn't know what they were talking about. Yes. Well, I figured out what they were talking about. Why the fuck are you doing this? Like, what are you doing right now?
I'm talking.
Okay.
I'm talking.
Okay. So like, do you remember when you were on tap and we were talking about how Screech was like really sick at the time?
Yes.
And somebody, it was either you or Pimp Monk, I don't remember who, said, "Oh, Screech has brain cancer," and then I was like, "Oh yeah, he's on borrowed time." But he really had like lung cancer or something. Someone was like all over us in the comments, like, "Why do you guys give out false information?" It was that person. It's the same person. And then, like, a week later, Screech died. And I was like, I didn't say anything about what kind of cancer he had. I just said he was on borrowed time. And
did they leave our Patreon because you made Screech die?
No, but I guess because I made them look dumb for like telling us,
Yay, money.
for like
Bitches.
criticizing what we
Hey,
do.
I bought my first gun today. A basic bitch Glock 17, 9mm. I wanted a 1911, but finding ammo is a bitch these days.
Yeah,
And
then
45 is sold out almost everywhere here.
Yeah, 45's got great stopping power. 9mm is cheap. 9mm is designed to maim rather than stop them in their tracks. So just make sure when you use a 9mm, you know what you're gonna do. You don't want them to file a police report, right?
I'm guessing you're out of New York then. Are you in Kentucky now?
Have you escaped, Antonovich? Thank you again, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Are almost 85%
We're
of
almost
the way
there.
to the goal.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you got yourself a little pistol. I got a 9mm too. They're great for shooting practice.
So here's the Vaughns. I'm gonna speed it up.
Full screen warning, guys. Thumbs up this video you're watching right now.
We'll be
The
right
Drunken
back
Peasants
after
video.
these messages. All right. Once again, no power.
Oh, no.
The power's been off since 8:30 yesterday evening.
Ooh.
It is approximately 6:30, 7 o'clock.
This is absolutely nightmare fuel. This is scary shit. Could you imagine if you just like walked into a dark room and this was there?
The Rare Bitch Project.
And you know he's a ninja too.
This time now. And there's no power, no electricity. And it's interesting because this time it's not the gods chastising me. It's just, it's either a naturally occurring event or it is some kind of spirit that keeps pushing back the warm weather.
Ah, yes.
I've been watching the weather.
It's
channel
not
very
God
closely.
this
I keep logging into
time. It's either a natural occurring event or spirits.
I want to remind everyone that this is sped up too.
Website. And they keep calling for 50 and 60 degree weather, okay? But then when it gets to the time where we're supposed to get that 50 and 60 degree weather, oops, oh, it's been pushed back to next week. And then when we get to that next week, oh, been pushed back again to next week. It's literally,
you know why? Because the groundhog saw his shadow.
Wrecked.
You got a longer winter now.
It's literally as if a hand is pushing this warm weather.
Nope, it's groundhog.
Over and over and over again, preventing us from getting the warm weather that we're supposed to be getting right now. See, Kentucky's supposed to have mild winters. We're not supposed to be in the middle of a blizzard.
I mean, Kentucky's probably like one of the more northern parts of the South. Like, north of Kentucky is Ohio. I don't consider Ohio a southern state, but I consider Kentucky one. So it's like is far north as you can possibly be and still be in the South. So it has little mountains and stuff. It's like the beginning of Appalachia, so it gets cold.
20 degree weather and ice all over everything. Hence the reason we got no power. So yeah, it's interesting why this is occurring, and so hence the reason for my video, because this is interesting. I mean, every time I go to the Weather Channel, though, oh yeah, next week, man, you get 50 and 60 degree weather. Yeah, and then next week comes, and oops, nope, it's snow again, and 20 degree weather again. Okay, well, what the fuck's going on? Well, it could be, it very well could be, some kind of demonic force, some kind of spirit, some kind of principality, if you will. So it's probably behooving of me to take a more concerted interest in it, obviously. And
I think it's just you have probably bad infrastructure where you live, and yeah, it made your power go out because it couldn't handle the weather.
You mean to tell me that the backwoods of Kentucky and a trailer park doesn't have proper infrastructure to handle a massive weather event?
Right, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or it could be demons.
Probably spirits, yeah.
Spirits and demons.
It's either a natural weather occurrence or spirits.
Because quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of 20 degree weather, ice all over everything, and snow coming down in torrents. I mean, big flakes, too. I mean,
Are you
flakes
tired
as
of
big
it, Von Helton? Because there's a bunch of people in Texas who died.
Sure,
But
Von,
they were
easily.
tired of living, so I guess you're both tired.
If not, well, no, actually, it'd be bigger than your thumb. It would be about twice the size of your thumb, actually. Huge flakes of snow. Big ones. I wished I'd recorded. I should have recorded that, too, but I didn't. But yeah, massive,
Big flakes of snow. Flakes the size of my dandruff.
Of snow. And so I think what I may have to do is a binding ritual on this entity.
A binding ritual on this entity.
It's about time. I was waiting for him to say binding ritual on this entity.
Expelliarmus!
Excelsior Expelliarmus!
and cast it out of darkness where it belongs. It does not belong here, obviously.
It does not belong here. The darkness
now,
does
of
not
course,
belong
it could
here.
be that this is a totally naturally occurring phenomenon.
You
Like I
could
said,
do the spell light a candle, and it might help a little bit.
my promise of 50 and 60 degrees.
Why not film this during the day when there's light?
Who knows? Isn't his windows always covered with trash and newspaper?
He's got like a piece of paper over his window.
Is an ongoing thing. This has been going on for weeks now. Yeah, man, you're going to get 50 and next week you'll get 50 and 60 degree weather. Well, next week comes, nope, 20s and 30s with snow and ice everywhere and shitty weather, you know.
I mean, it was like February when he made this video. That's winter. In winter, you're going to get cold weather in relation to the climate that you live in. You know, if you live in a colder climate, you're going to have cold weather, snow in February.
Ben, it's pretty obvious that the powers that be are sending lasers into people's
Orbital.
backyards to start fires. They're also controlling the weather now. So they're specifically controlling this against Vaughn.
What's that thing up in Alaska that they claim controls the weather? There's like conspiracy theories about it. Oh, I can't remember the name of it right now.
Santa Claus?
No.
No, I'm beginning to believe that this is not a naturally occurring phenomenon,
HARRPs?
and that something is afoot. And so I think it's time for me to take a more active role, shall we say, in ascertaining what in the hell is going on and fixing the problem, right? Absolutely. So that's what I intend to do. But I thought I would document this. Now, the fact that there is no power, the fact that it is snowing torrents out there, and the fact that everything is covered in ice, hence the reason why nobody has any power. And I wanted to document it so that everybody knew, you know. Anyways, yeah, that's it for me. Just thought I'd document this, and then I would...
You think if he was such a powerful wizard, this issue would be fixed for him?
Let you know if I've been successful. All right.
Like, if anything ever was believable out of his mouth, then he wouldn't have problems like this. But we know. Oh, my God. What the hell? He chose to put this on here?
Yes. It's like an eaten pudding cup, and it's like dusty and dirty looking everywhere.
For one, Ben, that's not a pudding cup.
Why would you put this in your video?
That is an ice cream parfait sundae cup, okay?
Okay, I don't give a
shit. You get a bag of them at Walmart.
Okay.
20 to a bag for $4.99 or $3.99 or $4.48. Depends whether the prices are rolled back or not.
Okay.
It's a Valentine's Day teddy bear that he may have bought for himself on February 15th, half off. It's what I believe is either a flashlight, banana, or dildo. A nice can of Mountain Dew that's probably gone flat, but he's not going to waste a drop of that. His Oogie Boogie Nasty napkin, and a picnic table full of discarded napkins below his FAP splattered keyboard. And what I assume is a wasted clock when his computer immediately above it has a clock date on it.
Right.
But who knows?
And then the audio, there's audio to this part too. That's always weird. Listen.
Bye-bye, Boo Bear.
Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Isn't that weird?
Yes.
It's kind of creepy. Yeah, then he shows this for a little while. It's like, okay.
Paid a lot of money. Get this necklace.
Just wanted to point out that I moved to the northern part of Kentucky, about 20 minutes from the Cincinnati. I live in a nice quiet suburb, not a trailer park like this white trash dickhead. I do feel some disgust that I now live in the same state as Vor.
But didn't you live in the same state as G-Man last time?
Yeah. G-Man's not as gross as Vaughn, though.
Definitely different people.
Yeah.
Definitely different people. Kentucky is all right. My relatives used to own horses out there.
There's nice parts of any state. Like, every state has its, like, nice area.
Yeah. And if Antonovich is there, then it's got nice people, too.
Oh, shucks.
Thank you again.
Alexander says, what's Louis Theroux like? Is he doing a documentary with you? He is. I think I could say that.
Can you?
But
he's a little boy.
He's a documentarian. He's probably watching this right now. Or his guy is. I don't know.
His guy?
He's a documentarian doing his job. Here's the thing. when I've been around journalists long enough that I really just don't believe anything that they say, and I basically just assume they're lying to me because you have to. You have to.
Yeah.
And
you can assume they're going to make you look like a dork because they usually report the truth.
I mean, they will do and say anything. Now, maybe there are journalists that are nice. Maybe their crew is nice. Maybe their crew is really sincere and they really mean it. But they operate like the feds. And the feds and the journalists are the same in this regard. Not that I know. I've never talked to the feds, but I've seen it happen to other people. You know, I've
Never
heard of this
talked to
happen.
the feds, not like Enrique Terrio, Proud Boy leader from Miami.
Count your blessings, though, because, you know, Baked Alaska, your buddy had to talk to the feds.
Bro, I'll snitch on anybody, bro. Bro, I got to get out and live stream, bro. I'll snitch on anybody.
Happening to other people. Happened to Bryson Gray. The feds came to Bryson and they said, look, you know, we're not interested in you. We want to, you know, we're investigating somebody else. That's what they'll say. And they say, look, we support what you're doing. We're right wing. We're pro Second Amendment. Blah 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 blah. We're totally on the same page. We want to work with you. Oh, F you. You know, they do that.
F you.
And journalists do the same thing. Journalists come to you and they say, oh, we're your friends. Oh, hey, bye.
You
and
know
they
what,
don't.
man?
I mean, they.
Nick Fuentes is just like too much. He's just.
And it's not all of them. Maybe these guys are legit. I don't know. Maybe they're who they say they are. Maybe.
I bet he's got, like, if you turn the camera around, he's got, like, the Von Helton keyboard thing going on.
Yeah.
But it's happened to me enough times where you just can't trust it because the nicest, the most sincere, they turn right around with no problem and stab you in the back. So that's why I don't even really know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, insofar as I've talked to them, their team is nice and, you know, he's inquisitive. But, you know, he has the same problem that all journalists do. He's pretentious, you know. I mean, he's clearly a smart guy and he's inquisitive and observant and he's got a funny personality. But, you know, I've watched some of his stuff in preparation for working with him. I watched some of his stuff and I don't know if it's like earlier in his career.
All right, he's like, whatever you say, it's just so boring.
Yeah, I'm going to do a documentary with a guy that's probably going to make me look like a fool because I'm a fool. I'm really happy to get any sort of media attention at all. Like the last time I got media attention, I looked like the loneliest fool ever.
All right, yeah, I'm doing something else. We need a palate cleanser.
See, look, I'm the boxer, tornado, hurricane, earthquake. See? So I'm going to put this on y'all, the boxing.
Yeah, got the rev gear, y'all. Uh-oh. Did I just see a sweet boy turn into a supreme fighting machine?
He's going to fight Mayweather instead of Logan Paul.
Ill.
Something like this, though.
Yeah. Stick and move.
Glove.
Why does he only have one?
Hit him with the right, then I hit him with the left.
I fight the white boxing glove.
Pop. That's the supper cut right there. Uh-oh. Could you imagine the last thing you see is getting
Not like this.
face fisted by a sweet boy?
Earthquake. See,
Stick and move, sweet boy. Stick and move. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the haymaker.
Uppercut.
Oof. Muhammad Ghali. Dude, I am getting a workout just watching our sweet boy throw punches and stick and move.
Oh, yeah.
COVID.
So what like this, though? See? What like this?
See this, y'all?
I see it. Oh,
yes.
Whoa. Shin
yes. Muay Thai knee, please. Don't knock yourself out. Don't knock yourself out, sweet boy. You got a power of the punch. Thick boxing.
Oh.
Boom.
Elbow.
It'd be great if he just bit off.
Take my arm like this, fool.
Yeah.
Get him with the elbow, Papa.
So the time right now is 11:03.
The time right now is knockout time. 11:03 a.m. The time right now is knockout time.
I said the time 2 times. 11:03.
See the time.
11:03 a.m.
2 times. This is night
For the
time.
third time.
Knock him out,
Now keep my
Papa.
mouth shut.
Knock him out, Papa. Knock him out the box, Rick. Pew, 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 pew. Look at those quick flurry of jabs. Done. Imagine if he had 2 gloves. Ooh, it'd be over. It'd be over. No one could survive 2 gloves.
Kung Fu Master.
Kung Fu Master.
Kung Fu Master.
Kung Fu Master. Nope, don't. KJK, you're gonna knock yourself out.
Yeah. So it's Louis War.
Yep.
That's all I got. Louis War.
Hit him. Get him, Papa. I feel like a coach right now. Yes. Swinging. For those of you that are weak of heart, you might want to turn your head away from the TV screen. This is really like what it's like to get knocked out. Oh no, is he going? Is he going the upside down Pound Town? Is he going for the upside down Pound Town? Oh! Get him with a right hook. Bob him with a left. Zog him in his mouth. Take away his breath.
Left hand.
Boom.
So I'm punching myself in the face, y'all.
Don't do it. You're going to knock yourself out.
Okay,
Better be careful. You'd better be careful. KJK, you're playing with fire. You're going to hit that reset button on your brain, Papa. Cakes.
So I say your little y'all got the boxing glove.
I see that.
See.
Whoa, careful there. The seated sniper over here hit him with the King Cobra. Kevin Joseph King Cobra.
All gone.
All gone.
All gone. All gone.
Here's Trumpster Bob giving a tour of his mansion.
So everybody's been wanting me to kind of show or give a tour of the new pad that I'm living in, right? So to do this properly, I gotta walk way out here in the front. I'm actually gonna walk across the freaking street.
Okay, I'm gonna speed it up until
Yep. The entryway.
Here's the
Put that around for
entryway.
you. This is the entryway to the property, right there. See that long fence right there?
See that long fence right there?
That's how long the property is. There's the house back there. And the house goes from way down there, the property does, all the way to way down there. So, now you got a good idea of what the entryway is like. Like, you can fit an 18-wheeler up underneath that big sucker right there.
That big sucker right
So you got
there.
these kind of palm trees. You got this kind of palm tree. You got that kind of palm tree.
Okay.
All different kinds of palm trees on this property. And there's hardly anybody here right now, so it's actually a good time for me to do this.
There it is.
Because it's a
Everybody's out
bunch of
and about.
people
Otherwise,
living
this whole
there.
parking lot will be full of cars. There'll be cars parked over here, cars parked down there. That's how many people live here.
I think he's got like the projector room. Like he's in the room that's like supposed to be the home theater room.
Now, when you first walk in here, lights are kind of off, but some of it ain't.
They got a craps table.
Table right here.
I've got a little craps table.
There's all these casino games.
Weird.
Is he living in a illegal underground casino?
I wonder if they...
Yeah, see, look, there's like a red carpet.
I wonder if like whoever owned this defaulted.
Is
Like
he
some
squatting?
underground criminal thing, and it got picked up by a housing, like an assisted living program. They bought it for cheap because who wants to buy a damn mansion in whatever part of Texas this is?
On that. So we're gonna walk up the
Trumpster Bob is a Civil War veteran who guarded General Greg Stonewall
He did.
Jackson. Give the man some respect, please. The Civil War veterans have it rough.
Hey, Mochis, I agree. We love the Civil War veterans around here.
Support the troops.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
That'd be crazy to have a whole craps table. Those are huge.
Another patio right here.
Another patio.
You look out the front.
Did more cars just pull up?
Open the door, you can go out there.
Weren't there? I didn't see any cars when he walked in.
I'd like to know how many people live there, because it sounds like a lot.
Down here, there's 3 bedrooms, one big one on this side, and 2 on the left. You come up here, and now we're upstairs looking down.
Mm-hmm. That's how it works when you go upstairs.
You can get a little wheel you can spin, win prizes.
Little wheel.
Yeah, there's slot machines and stuff.
You go down there and win prizes.
There's 2 rooms on this side, and then you walk into this room, and this is my room.
See, it's like the home theater room.
That's the projector screen. And there's the projector. It's got built-in surround sound speakers, 8 of them.
It was not meant to be a bedroom.
That's actually a speaker. And there's one over there on that side too. Ugh. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. And this is where I'm staying. Pretty cool pad.
It is a pretty cool pad, Trumpster Bob. I like that you live in this
What I like to do
reformed casino turned old folks home.
He's trying to have a party
Should.
for Elisa.
Oh yeah, that spot.
Bob will make his move.
So I put down some towels right there under the door.
Very
and
smart.
It helps a lot.
Very smart, Bob.
With all the noise, all of that crap. Now you've had a tour of old Trumpster Bob's house that he lives in. How do you feel about that?
Here's how I feel about that,
Special.
Trumpster Bob. I appreciate the tour. I think you've done us a solid. I like that you didn't turn the video sideways. It shows that you're hip. You were planning for most people to watch this on their cellular phones while flipping through their TikToks and drinking their Zimas. I like this, Trumpster Bob. Good job. Good job. I'm gonna move into one of the rooms in Trumpster Bob's house and become his new. I'm gonna get King Cobes to move in there. We're gonna have illegal casino nights where we auction off, I don't know, willing participants.
Oh my
To
God.
the old men in the house.
You're
We're gonna
weird.
break Cobes' streak, man. For those of you watching that want to send us a Streamlab, we are almost 90% of the way to our goal. That's pretty good.
It's very close. Less than $100.
Psalm 57, the Bible reads in verse number 1, Be merciful unto me, O God. Be merciful unto me, for my soul trusteth in thee. Yea, in the shadow of thy wings will I make my refuge until these calamities be overpassed. Now, this psalm continues in the same vein as the last several psalms. This is kind of a little section in the book of Psalms where we have all of these psalms crying out to God for help when one is being attacked by enemies. And if you look at the beginning of Psalm 56, it starts out with the exact same words.
I knew Egghead would be like, oh no.
Be merciful unto me, O God, for man would swallow me up. He fighting daily
The really religious people trigger Egghead a lot. Have you noticed that?
It's because Egghead's from a very religious family.
Vigilant Christian Mario and Josh Fierstein.
Egghead feels guilty because he could have been one of them if he would have
Bible?
listened a little closer to the Bible school verses.
The Bible?
Oppresseth me. Same thing in 55, 54.
Yeah, Egghead is taking on Lucas Werner in the next Actual Mania. Should be interesting. Who is more cringy? It's hard to really tell. I don't know. Like, there are different types of cringe, right?
There are?
Like, well, yeah, they are. They're different types of cringy. Kind of like how Mickey Richards is like a totally different type of cringe too.
Mickey Richards is like the human equivalent of stepping in dog poop.
Yep. But
I like how quickly you answered yes to that.
But Lucas Werner is like the creepy kind of cringe. And Egghead's more like wholesome cringe, I guess, huh?
Egghead is a special type of cringe where you root for him and then you regret doing so.
It's true.
You're like, yeah, Egghead.
Oh, Egghead, what'd you do now? Oh, God.
We were cheering you on, Egghead. Why? And then we cheer you on again. Egghead's got sweet boy tendencies.
I wish I could quit you, Egghead.
I can't.
I just can't quit you.
I won't.
Whole bunch of Psalms here right in a row dealing with this subject of crying out to God for help in times of persecution, oppression, difficulty. And one of the things that jumped out at me right away in verse number 1 here is it says, "In the shadow of thy wings will I make my refuge until these calamities be overpassed."
What was my Brokeback Mountain reference?
No, probably Lauren saying, anyone want to take him off my hands?
Oh, I didn't see that.
The thing I want to point out here is that David is acknowledging that even though he's going through a really bad time, he's surrounded by enemies, horrible things are going on, he understands that this too shall pass. It's going to be overpassed. No matter what you're going through.
A lot of this religious
eventually-
stuff, I used to watch it all the time, and I feel like it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculously boring, too. Like, he's boring. I like it when he says, like, really out there kind of stuff. But most of the time, it's just, like, biblical mumbo-jumbo.
Most of the time, it's just terribly stupid. We need it to be offensively stupid to make it watchable.
Right. I need more videos, guys. If you could do me a favor and join the Discord, there's a link in the description. You can post videos there. There's like sections. There's like a content section. There's a news section. You can post stuff in there. I need you, the viewers, if you see anything, if you're a person that consumes things on the internet and you see like Twitter posts, like videos from Twitter, I can get those too. It doesn't have to be YouTube videos.
How long can the videos be? It's great if they're in the sweet spot of like 2 to
3, 4
minutes tops.
Yeah.
We probably won't watch all the video anyway, so if it's something long and it starts out good and it drains, we'll watch a bit of it and stop. But also what you can do is if there's somebody who used to love watching on DP and you haven't seen them recently, go search them out and see if you can find anything crazy and give it to us. That'd be a good homework assignment for those of you that might have something on their mind that we can't
we'd
think
appreciate it. It helps
We've gone through so many crazies that it's like sometimes we forget what's out there.
Sometimes I'm like, oh God, what am I even gonna talk about now? show 851. It's like, oh God.
And I say, Ben, don't worry about it, Ben. Just let the camera on me. Leave my mic live. And he's like, nope, I'm looking for content. And I'm like, but Ben, you could just leave the camera on me and have my mic live.
You're so narcissistic.
And then you're like, nope, I'm going to find content, Billy.
That's not what happens at all, but it's kind of funny.
It's what I do. Oh, God.
The U.S. military is the strongest military in the world. And you're telling me you can't just like roll up some tanks and a few stealth bombers on Pfizer and say, give us the fucking formula.
Who do you think they work for, you
give
psycho?
Give us the fucking formula.
Who do you think they work for? Do you think the military works for us? Are you stupid? They work for Pfizer, you dope.
Taking your business to the ground. We're going to run a bunch of U.S. Marines up your ass if you don't fucking stop clowning.
Egghead's like, who the hell is this? This is Lucas Werner.
Yeah, you're going to face him at
You are going to face him at Actual Mania.
You better take notes, Egghead.
Now give us the fucking vaccine. Give us the formula to make the vaccine and give us all your supply of the vaccine, motherfucker. Do it the fuck now. The Democrats and the Republicans are being a bunch of pussy-ass fucking cowards. Now, I don't give a fuck about your fucking splitting hairs about my language. Take the fucking...
See, this one isn't even as cringy as his usual content, because normally he's saying really creepy stuff about like millennial girls, the
tanks. You have tanks. You're the army. You're the fucking Marines. Take the tanks and the soldiers and the guns and say, listen, Pfizer, give us a vaccine or your CEO's gonna be drawn, quartered, and shot.
Whoa.
Yeah, this guy doesn't know politics or women.
You know what? Bullshit.
What's up, Hidden Titty?
In the 1950s, when the government started to come around against racism and they started integrating the schools and allowing the black kids to go to school with the white kids, they took the police and they said, you're going to allow the black kids to go to your fucking school or you're going to get shot, dragged out, and go to jail.
Is that what they did?
Now they don't do that because of the corporations are now in control of the government. The government used to be in control of the corporations and they had a backbone about some shit. If that weren't so, they could just say, you know, this is the U.S. Marine Corps. You're going to give us the vaccine.
Like I said, Egghead, this is the Brock Lesnar of cringe. Like, he's a ruthless destroyer of cringe. And he's coming for you, sucker.
Otherwise, you're going to go into a military brig. Now they don't do that because the corporation, it's all flip-flop from the way it should fucking be. Fuck all this fucking bullshit. That's bullshit.
This dude's like 40 years old.
Apparently the way to win over all the honeys these days is you go out there when you're not black and act...
Okay.
Oh my god.
Black. Fuck all that shit. That's that fucking idiot dude bro shit. That's gonna backfire on you like there's no tomorrow. Fuck you. You're fucking idiots. Go fuck yourselves. Get the fuck away from me.
Oh god. What's this one?
Oh yeah, all your little boyfriends have to walk around without masks and baseball caps. Get the...
He really doesn't like baseball caps for some reason. He talks about them all the time.
Fuck out of my face, you fucking degenerate clone idiots. Go fuck yourself, you fucking sheeple, greed-mongering fucking assholes.
He's so
it all belongs
angry.
to you and your fucking generation, age-phobic classes. Get the...
I wonder if women are into this sort of aggressiveness.
No.
Fuck away from me, you fucking disease-spreading fucking retards with your fucking look and your fucking... You all look and act the same. You've always all looked and act the same for generation after generation. And you've been the bane of my goddamn existence. You're nothing. I hate all of you. You're all disgusting degenerates. Wear a fucking mask and stop acting and looking like every other motherfucking dude, bro. You fucking stupid. Get the fuck out of my face.
All right, everyone, let's take a breather. In through the nose, out through the mouth.
Yeah.
One more time.
All right. He lives in the same state as us, Ben. So.
All the way on the other side, though.
Yes, August.
Oh, man.
Big honor. Getting us up to $740 towards
92%.
We're $60 away from hitting that big boy. Cheers. Thank you, August. This guy is always off-putting, and he's not always this directly angry. He's always this level of bitter.
He's pretty angry, though.
There's a level of bitterness always with him.
Yes.
But this level of anger is very aggressively charged. He's not usually this aggressive. He's almost whiny a lot of the times.
Yeah, he talks about, like, men that have multiple girlfriends, and he wants them to give one of their girlfriends to him.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I do think that men with multiple girlfriends should give one of their girlfriends to this guy.
I don't think it works that way.
He could have multiple girlfriends if every man with multiple girlfriends gave him one of their multiple girlfriends. That'd be perfect. He's going to have so many girlfriends. Whoa. Egghead's asking if he needs a hug. Egghead, you going to come out to Washington State and hug Lucas Wagner?
You can try. I think he lives in like a home for like homeless people. I think he said that.
In a home. Egghead, we got to get you a space in the home with him. You put on a wig, you'll walk in and be like, "Hi, I'm Egg Girl."
There was a news story where he like got the cops called on him for harassing some teenage barista at a Starbucks, trying to like get her phone number and stuff.
That's how you know you're like a next level lolcow.
That is like creepy to the max.
Start doing news articles on your actions, and the local Como News comes down with a truck.
Como News.
If this guy lived in Casper, Wyoming, I think his presence alone would get Cobes laid more. Women would be like, geez, this guy's so unfuckable. It makes Cobes look dashing and daring, courageous and caring.
Faithful and friendly, with stories to share.
Yes.
Out in the forest, they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air.
Gummy bears.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm. This is Lucas Werner. I don't know what his channel name is, but
I think it's just Lucas Werner.
Yeah. A special type of human being. I'm glad they don't make him like him too often.
No.
I'd prefer a room full of sheeple than this guy. Oh, yeah.
So we're at 92% of our goal. That's amazing. We're almost there. We usually run a little long on Saturday shows to make sure we hit that goal. We've only gone like 20 minutes longer than we would on a regular show. So we're on track. If you guys want to start the tip train, I do want to remind you, I will do a zap again.
Ooh.
Another one. The last one was on like 30%. I'll bump it up to 100 for the last one.
Gonna blow your neck out a little bit?
Yeah, blow my neck out.
Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Should we do a full Coming to America sequel movie review right now?
I don't know.
I think people should watch it if they like the first one. Obviously, it's not gonna like compare to the classic the original one was on the level that the original was at. But this is a fun.
Yeah, it was fun
revisiting.
And like they got almost everybody to come back for it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like musical numbers in it, which I didn't expect. You know, like
yeah.
It was a noticeably different movie than the original. It was like filmed in a different way.
I like how the bad guys are the Nextdoorians.
Yeah.
The next door neighbors.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes.
And I like it how they made it how like his sister was the girl Eddie Murphy dumped in the original movie to marry the American woman.
Yeah. It's cute.
Yeah. They found a way to fit it all together. I do think the one scene that was kind of weird was like the scene where James Earl Jones was like in a coffin on stage. And then they were like doing a musical number, and then he dies in the like weird coffin chair that he was in.
Eric, yeah.
Yes.
So the joke was that he was like, I want a big funeral worthy of a king. And he's like, and I want it now before I die. And then he's on stage in the coffin watching as everything's going on, and then he's like, my son.
I'm dead. I'm dead now.
Which is spoilers for those that haven't seen it, by the way. But it was a funny joke.
I mean, it's inconsequential to the actual story. It's like it happens like right at the beginning of the movie.
If we really want to spoil something, we should spoil WandaVision.
No, you know what? I watched a 2-parter of Star Trek Deep Space Nine that I hadn't seen in forever. Like, you know, and it was made in like the late 90s. Or it might have been like mid 90s for this one. And in the episode, they go back in time to 2024, which is, 3 years from now. And there's a lot of stuff that's like eerily true. Like we're heading towards.
What was something
in it? The homeless population has gotten like out of control. But by 2024, they build like designated zones that homeless people have to live in, and they can't leave. They don't have permission to leave.
Yeah.
And in those zones, the buildings are empty for them to like all squat in. So that's one of the things. It's pretty crazy. It's a pretty awesome episode.
Basically, they asked themselves what the problems of today would look like if gone ultimately unchecked.
Yeah, in many ways.
Deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And some crazy stuff happens too. It's one of those kind of like blow your mind kind of episodes. Star Trek does one of those every now and then. Yeah, sanctuary districts.
Sanctuary district.
And there's 3 types of people that live in these sanctuary districts. There's gimmies, dims, and ghosts.
Check out Vokil's son suspects it will make your skin crawl.
Vokil's son suspects? I don't know what that means, Mustard. I'll check it out. I'll make my skin crawl.
Like gimmies are just people down on their luck that ended up in the district, and then dims are like mentally ill people that are there because of that, and then ghosts are like the people that like prey upon the other two. They're like the criminals of the district, basically.
The ghosts?
Yeah.
The gimmies are the ones that are gimme handouts. They want the handouts.
And they're like poor, and that's why they're there.
Yeah, the gimme. And then the dims are dimwits, stupid, broken.
Yep.
It's a nice little slur. And the ghosts.
Yeah.
The ghosts, they're haunting. They're in the underworld.
It's the way Star Trek Deep Space Nine was written, that's basically what makes it the best show. And how it was like, it wasn't episodic, it was like written as like a serial, Like each episode would feed into the next normally. Sometimes they'd branch off and do like a 2-parter of something else, but it was very different than the other Star Trek shows around it. I like it.
When Star Trek first came out, they didn't really have television that told stories beyond one episode. Everything kind of wrapped up per episode.
Yep.
You saw that change with like Twin Peaks and in the 90s, and that's where a lot of the bigger shows that started doing that got their inspiration from.
I think Twin Peaks was in the 80s.
Started at the 80s, ended in the 90s.
Okay.
But yeah, the pilot was like 89, I think.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, let's see. It was on for 3 seasons. And it's early 90s. You might be right about the pilot being out in like 89.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've even watched the actual pilot.
I think it's just the first episode. They filmed a little extra for it because they had to release a full pilot movie for Europe in case the pilot didn't get picked up by a TV station. They wanted to be able to sell it as a one-off to the UK, the European market. So it had like a 20-minute extended end to it. But it was basically what we saw as the first episode minus. Well, not minus. The pilot was the first episode. They just had a European cut with an extra 20 minutes to kind of wrapped up the story if it never got picked up for a full season. Bob was in the European pilot. Yes, Hell's Only knows they had to wrap up the idea that Bob was the bad dad.
Bob.
The bad guy.
The One-Eyed Jack. So, wow, 95%, 96%.
Bang, bang, 769.
Bang, bang.
Can we have a promo from the manager of the Brock Lesnar of Cringe, says Egghead Show? Look at Egghead trying to goad you, dude.
Oh.
Look at Egghead. Why hasn't Egghead sent a promo in?
Yeah, I haven't seen a promo from Egghead yet.
Twin Peaks wrapped up in 91, I believe, the second season.
So I want to point something out because I just happened to notice like them complaining about it, and I think it's hilarious. And funny enough, their name is Hilarious Imposter. There's not even any mods in the chat right now. YouTube deletes comments, so if you say something and YouTube doesn't like it, it'll delete your comment. Like, no, I'm not showing any deleted comments deleted by a mod, and there's not even a mod in the chat. Like, learn how YouTube works and stop whining.
And I will say it's very nice of Hilarious Imposter to say that they're sorry that they can't watch our content because of a terrible mod.
There's literally no mod.
And deletes comments with a scientific word for male genitals. I want my
There's not
bonus show.
one mod in the chat
Mackie
right
Mints.
now.
I want my bonus show.
You got it. You got
and
it.
it would show
Mackie
like
Mints. Go. But yeah, I'm glad that you apologize for not being able to watch the content because you have a problem with a mod. Oh my
a mod
God!
that doesn't exist.
Are we just going all over
Thank
the place?
you.
Go!
Go to Infowars_Army on BitChute and Twitter. Like and subscribe to Tomorrow's News Today.
Yeah.
Was that an advertisement?
We need some more of Tomorrow's News Today.
Was that an advertisement?
I think so, yeah.
New World Disorder.
Infowars_Army on BitChute and
you.
Twitter. Yeah. Mackie Mitts and New World Disorder basically pushing us so far over the goal that we might have to go for a second goal. If we can get $10,000 today,
Can I do the ball kick?
No. I was going to say I will let Ben take me out to dinner in Las Vegas. We'll get a private jet. It'd be awesome. You guys think DC video games have done better stories than the films, TV shows? I don't know. I think the TV shows do okay. I think that the films are pretty piss poor for the most part, and the video games are probably great because they're not micromanaged by the big studios. They're allowed to get away with more, I assume. I do think the games, look at the trailers for the games, always look cool on DC. Egghead Show again. Once that promo from the Brock Lesnar of Cringe from Ben. Mustard 138 talking about check out Vokil's Sun Suspects. It will make your skin crawl. Again, we'll have to do that in the future. Eric, 93.13%. Eric, you got us all the way through tonight. Thank you. Your Wes is sup, y'all. August with a big love. Vehe Amuchas with that big love. Antonovich with that big love. And that gets us all wrapped up to the cup. Oh yeah! Now we can just enjoy each other's company, Ben.
Yeah, we're just gonna chill out for a little while. Unfortunately, the other night, this past Wednesday, I was doing a stream and something crazy happened with my audio and Discord, and since then, my audio has not worked correctly with Discord for some reason, and I'm gonna spend the next 2 days trying to fix it. Otherwise, I would normally bring people in from the Discord to come chat with us, but that's not happening.
Normally.
Yeah. I think DC might be able to do better if they switch to like an episode format rather than making 2-hour movies. I think maybe they could have like higher quality content than what we've been getting.
I don't know. Their TV shows are kind of cheap to me. I've only watched a few of them. They just look kind of cheap.
Yeah, they need to kind of revamp that whole thing. Yeah, I don't watch any of the TV shows.
Their animated stuff is pretty good, I think. I remember watching the Teen Titans Go to the Movies movie that was animated, and it was very funny. It was very cute.
I liked Superman Red Son.
Yeah.
The Soviet Superman.
I hear a lot of those are really good.
Yeah.
I almost went to go see, I think, The Killing Joke they had animated, but then all the reviews were like, that sucks, so I didn't. Oops. Harley Quinn, the character, Margot Robbie's character. I love Harley Quinn, the character, and I love Margot Robbie's portrayal of Harley Quinn. But the movies that she's been in so far have sucked, and I'm hoping that the Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, will rectify that, because James Gunn is really good with these type of movies. Drunken Peasants, please fart in my face. It matters.
Thursday Lane.
I'll crap in a jar.
Please. I want the smell of a cream-colored gentleman.
I might start selling jarred farts to people if you guys are into that.
Please.
Oof. Thank you to all the mods who are deleting funny comments. We can't be having the chat taken away from Ben and I's commentary.
Your check is in the mail.
If we're doing promos, if you like trippy, surreal, mind-mending artwork and paintings, check out my friend Surreal's Mack at surrealismac.com.
Send in a promo and we'll read it. Whatever.
Thank you.
I mean,
check them out. Poison Ivy is babe. I watched the majority of Gotham. I think I have to watch the last couple seasons. I liked it, but it was pretty trashy. But I liked it.
Yeah, I don't think they're putting enough budget. They need a better budget. Like those shows are they seem like they're cheaply made.
Well, I know that Gotham, obviously, they are cheaply made. They have to have a budget that can get through to get them pushed through.
Isn't Gotham kind of like Smallville in a way? Like
it's kind of it's Bruce Wayne as a little kid.
Yeah.
And they also have limits to who they can use. They had to basically have a workaround because they wouldn't let them use Joker in Gotham.
That's corporate garbage.
They had this guy who was basically Joker, and then they were allowed to use other characters. And
that's dumb.
It was cute.
I think they could do a Deathstroke movie pretty well. A Lobo movie would be pretty awesome. There's a few DC characters that they could make good. I know that there's the comparison between Deathstroke and Deadpool, but their personalities are totally different. I mean, Deadpool was basically made as a parody of Deathstroke originally, and they were both like ninja guys basically, and then Deadpool evolved into what he is now.
Yeah. The idea that they could make a good movie around those guys is obviously just an idea because they have Superman and Batman, who are that's the two biggest characters of all time.
Yeah, but look at what Marvel does. They take characters that aren't big and make like Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody knew.
Yeah,
I had heard of Guardians of the Galaxy before that. It's not even the same characters as the
original, but
yeah. Yeah, well, but they teased them. They made Sylvester Stallone one of the original.
Yeah, that was a throwback in the second movie.
Yeah. So I think they Lobo would be a pretty badass movie.
Yeah.
I say don't even put the DC label on it. Maybe that's just the curse. Maybe people go, oh, that's DC, not Marvel, so it sucks. So
that Joker movie they did was kind of outside of the DC universe.
It was.
And it was a passable film. It was a decent film.
I'm checking to see if they're making. They are making Sandman.
Yeah,
I think that's the most promising DC thing that's probably going to come out.
I think the Suicide Squad with James Gunn will be good because James Gunn took the Guardians of the Galaxy and made us love them.
Looks like they were looking for Michael Bay to make the Lobo movie.
I guess if they let him do what he wants to do and he does it well.
Do you know the story of Lobo at all?
He was kind of is he bounty hunter?
Yeah, he's which is
bounty hunter?
Yeah, kind of I mean, so it's kind of popular right now because of Mandalorian, space bounty hunter type thing. I don't know if
he's kind of like Suburban Commando. You're a dead man, Ramsey.
The thing about him is that he doesn't really align himself with good or evil. It's whoever the job is. So he's gone after Superman before. He's gone after I read one when I was a kid where the Easter Bunny paid him to kill Santa Claus.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Chet Lemon says Affleck as Batman was honestly the best part of those god awful movies.
Really?
I think I knew I knew he was gonna do well. I thought he was just fine as Batman, if not the best part of those movies. I think that Wonder Woman, the character was great too. There was some great parts of those films, but they sucked as a whole. I'm gonna see what Zack Snyder does with the Justice League cut. I just because I'm curious, but I can't imagine it's going to be good.
When does the Endless series come out?
Lobo is strong and has a super healing factor. Is he anything like Wolverine?
I mean, there's similarities, but there's enough differences to say it's not like a direct ripoff or anything like that.
He does fill in a place that Wolverine filled for Marvel, though, right?
Wolverine wasn't like a bounty hunter, and there wasn't like the space kind of thing.
Yeah, but he's a cool healing thrasher badass.
I think Lobo's like way bigger than Wolverine too. He's like more like he's larger. You know?
Wolverine was like a 5'3" guy in the comics.
Yeah.
Little Wolverine, tenacious little Wolverine.
Let's see.
Yeah, the Watchmen movie was all right. I liked the Watchmen movie actually a lot. Zack Snyder did 300 as well, and I thought that Sucker Punch was good. I thought that Sucker Punch had some value to it. That everybody crapped on Sucker Punch. Would Johnny Depp be a good Joker? That one Joker from the Joker movie is old enough to be my therapist. Johnny Depp could probably play a good Joker, but Johnny Depp's old too. Johnny Depp's got to be old.
He's got to be almost 60.
Phoenix.
He's got to be close to 60.
I think he's older than Joaquin Phoenix, right?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think this, like, with them paired up here, do you think these are good pairings between the Marvel and DC universe? Like I see Flash and Quicksilver going at each other, which is obvious, right?
Yeah, didn't they end up having Superman versus Hulk in this? This was like the teaser, but they ended up having Superman fight Hulk. Wasn't it like put on by like celestial bodies that were testing to see who the strongest ones were?
I don't know. I don't know how many official crossovers they've had. I'm guessing there's been more than one, but I'm not sure exactly what happened in this one.
Who's that next to the Flash there?
The woman
opposite of Scarlet Witch. Yeah.
Oh God, what's her name? I can't remember her name right now.
Is that Mr. Fantastic in the purple suit?
Purple suit.
With a long stretched out arm going next to who?
I don't know who that is. I know that's Plastic Man whose like neck is all bent. I can see oh God, what's her name? A
live action The Question movie?
The Question. Oh my God. That would be crazy. Iron Man versus Green Lantern. That's an interesting pairing.
Yeah, that's kind of cool though. They both get their powers from like a source. And like they're not necessarily powerful born into it, right? Like they don't have it in their body. It's the ring and the suit. It's kind of cool.
Let's see. I can't remember. Okay, so I see Captain Marvel, the woman version of Captain Marvel. They used to call her Ms. Marvel. And then the woman she's flying at is basically the DC equivalent of her, but I can't remember her name right now. Is it? It's Power Girl. That's her name.
Girl.
Yeah, Power Girl.
The purple guy is Machine Man.
Hawkeye and Green Arrow is obvious.
Yeah.
Aquaman versus Submariner is obvious, right?
Yeah.
Some of these people, I'm not sure who they are. To like,
is that who's punching Giant Man over there?
I don't know.
With the. Is that Bane? There's no Batman in this, right? Like, there's no Batman characters seeing.
I don't see Batman.
Yeah, I see zero Batman characters. I don't see. Do we see X-Men? Oh, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are kind of Avengers at this time.
They're X-Men adjacent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping eventually, like, WandaVision's going to come back for another season, right?
They're not sure about that. This might be, they might just go into other stories. Like, they're all tied together. So the thing about seasons with this is they don't necessarily need the seasons. Wanda could come back in a whole other person's show.
None of that show was already spoiled for me because I read the comics and very little changed in that story, except for there were no X-Men involved in it, which in the original there's all kinds of X-Men everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, There was no mention of Magneto, which Magneto is very involved with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, but there's not going to be right now because the MCU has to introduce them correctly.
I know,
right?
it's gross. I hate it.
I mean, it's
gross.
We get to tell stories how we can.
How corporate America dictates they're told.
Well, it's not just corporate America. It's like they have to
Fox.
work with what they have to work with. Fox is owned by Disney now, so they could have brought them in if they wanted to for this, but I think they want to make it special when they introduce them and have it be on their own platform. I think they have a slow build idea, and I think that them putting Quicksilver in this from Fox's universe was more than I would have expected. It was an interesting nod.
We'll see what they do with it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I enjoyed it. We got is it Hawkeye and or no,
Hawkeye and Green Arrow.
Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Coming in. In this finale, didn't Woo, the FBI agent, is it Jimmy Woo or who's in the WandaVision? Didn't he call in a call to a guy named Clint?
I don't.
I thought during the episode he called into a guy named Clint, and I didn't see that. I didn't know if that paid off or not, or was it Cliff or Clint?
I don't,
because I thought maybe he was calling in Hawkeye. I can't remember, but nothing ever came of that. So there's some stuff that's probably being laid out without us knowing. Like we know that Wu guy was there because of a witness relocation program.
So when they bring in the X-Men, because they brought in the one guy already from the X-Men movie,
which we don't have like full knowledge that that's actually him.
Right.
So,
yeah, they've alluded to it
being an actor.
Yeah.
So, but that could be a red herring, you know.
But if they go that way, you think they'll just bring back all of the newer X-Men actors, not like Patrick Stewart and them, but like the second generation of them?
I don't know if they'll have all of them, or any of them really. We're not even sure that Quicksilver will be tied to that. They can write it out. They're not held to it because of this. I know Deadpool, they've talked about having Ryan Reynolds.
Do you think Magneto's coming into the story?
He eventually will. I've heard of them casting maybe like Denzel Washington as Magneto. Like I heard that early on.
Magneto is a Jewish Holocaust survivor.
But that for the timeline, it wouldn't make sense, right? So now he could be a survivor of.
I mean, it could he could have just aged slowly, you know.
Yeah, but you get to rewrite it due to time. The stories get updated with time, so I could see interesting changes to the story with this if they do go with that. But yeah, they definitely have like I don't need them to do exactly what the comics say. I just don't want them to deviate from the spirit of the characters too much. I don't want them to have Deadpool in a movie and have the Merc with the mouth have his mouth sewed up like in Wolverine Origins. Like that was a total slap in the face to who Deadpool was.
It's funny that they had the same actor play Deadpool in both movies.
Because he signed on to that movie thinking he was going to play Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds was a fan of the character and wanted it to be like his franchise, and he fought for that. He fought for that role. And, he's supposedly going to be the one person they've confirmed they're bringing back from that universe to this one.
In the 90s, Magneto was one of my favorite characters because his power was really cool, and he was kind of like he would switch alignments. Like sometimes he'd be on the side of the X-Men, sometimes he'd be against them. You know, I always liked that about his character, how it kind of went both ways depending on who the enemy was at that point. Yeah, I don't know. He's one of my. I always thought he was a cool character. I thought Ian McKellen. That's his name,
Ian
right?
McKellen.
Ian McKellen. I thought he was too old to play him. Like
really?
Yeah. I don't. I just always saw him. I always saw Magneto, like the way he was drawn in the comics was different. He did have he had long white hair.
I think at the time that the movie came out, it was age appropriate for him being a Holocaust survivor and his counterpart being Patrick Stewart was age appropriate. Like they were the older dogs, and they were looking after the younger generation of mutants. Magneto being the more militant. Almost compare it to like Malcolm X versus Martin Luther King ideologies. I thought that was what they were going for there. I thought Superman was part of Supergirl and that John Cryer was Lex Luthor. It's true, yeah. You can't rewrite history, Eric.
John Cryer.
Macaulay Culkin should be Lobo. Macaulay Culkin probably could play like a good villain style character.
I've seen a lot of people say Jason Momoa because he kind of looks like Lobo. Like someone who played Lobo would have to be kind of jacked, you know. I don't know.
What about Batista? Would that
someone like
work?
that? Someone like that, or The Rock, or, you know, someone who's a big muscle dude like that.
Momoa's already locked up as Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman.
He's one of their successful stories.
One of their more relatively
Yeah.
successful.
But that relatively successful is good for DC right now.
The first Wonder Woman did good for DC.
It did good, yeah, but the third act of that movie was just garbage. They were trying to be all cute with having the bad guy be a turn, and then it just turned into drivel. Mid-90s Kevin Nash's Lobo. Yes! Kevin Nash has played in a lot of superhero movies. He was in The Punisher with Thomas Jane originally. He was...
Do you remember a few months ago when you cracked the joke about how I said when I first was aware of Vision, how he looked? Do you remember that?
What was the joke?
Because I said he was perfectly white.
Oh, the White Vision?
Yeah. I didn't know that they were going to put that in the show, but they decided to put it in.
I think it made sense. Didn't he come from after Vision died? They made White Vision as a resurrection. In the comics? So it would have made sense to have him come through. You knew they were trying to do something with him.
Yeah.
They had the little side effect that made you think that Wanda stole his body and brought him back to life. So.
That was my first exposure to Vision was the White Vision. So I always thought he looked weird, all colored in.
With the color.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying my comic book programming. The Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and what's the damn other character that was Captain America's homie?
Oh, God, I can't remember.
They got their show coming out
I saw that.
next week, I think.
I worked with this guy when I lived in New Mexico. They filmed a few of the Avengers movie and the Thor movie there. I worked with this guy
Falcon.
Who was actually an extra in the Avengers. He got to be a shield soldier.
Yeah.
And he took his picture. He took like a selfie of himself wearing the uniform and everything. It was pretty cool. He actually snuck a couple photos too of the actors, and he got the guy that played Captain America with like a plate of food from catering, and they made all the stars when they weren't on the closed set, wear these weird trench coats so that paparazzi couldn't get a picture of what the new uniforms for the movie, like the new costumes for the movie, were gonna look like. I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah.
Eric says, I really hope Falcon and Winter Soldier isn't just a buddy cop thing. I think it's going to be them fighting with each other for the role of who the next Captain America is going to be.
Did they ever make Cloak and Dagger into anything?
I do believe they had a TV series for Cloak and Dagger that came out on Hulu. I watched a couple episodes of it.
Looks like 2018.
Yeah, it was kind of trash to me. I didn't finish it.
It's an interesting concept.
Yeah, it was just kind of like really low budget. I think was the problem, but it was cute. I just couldn't stick with it at the time.
They should. It'd be cool, and this is mostly X-Men, so they won't do it until they get a chance. But like the whole Lobo not Lobo, the whole like Mojo universe
Yeah.
with like Longshot, and I think Shatterstar was actually in one of the
He was in Deadpool.
Yeah.
They had him killed off.
Yeah, they made him look dumb.
But it was okay because that Deadpool had the time travel ending, so he can come back and be just fine. I thought maybe Mojo would have had something to do with WandaVision because of the TV aspect of it when it first started.
Mojo is primarily an X-Men character.
Yeah.
But you know, see, there used to be Magneto had a team called the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants back in the day, and both Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were on it, and the like Juggernaut. There's a guy named Pyro who had like
wasn't Pyro in the actual
Toad?
Yeah, Toad was in the actual first movie. There was the Brotherhood was Sabretooth, Toad, and
Sabretooth was not an original Brotherhood
in the
member.
movie though.
Yeah.
It was Sabretooth, Toad, and then Magneto, and was it one other person?
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Toad has a wicked tongue.
I think the White Queen was also in the Brotherhood.
She was from the
Hellfire Club.
Hellfire Club, yeah.
Yeah.
And then she came in the movies played by January Jones.
Here's the Brotherhood of Evil
Mystique, yeah, Mystique was in it. Thank you.
Toad. There was that pilot X-Men animated show where Wolverine had an Australian accent. Have you ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
It's on YouTube. It was before the one that they did on Fox that was really popular. They did a one episode pilot several years prior to that, and it was more classic X-Men, you know. And Wolverine has an Australian accent in it. Anyone can look it up. I think it's called like The Pride of the X-Men.
Was that Kitty Pryde?
Yeah. It's her introduction to the X-Men. She was kind of like the first Jubilee, and then after that, they made Jubilee kind of like the young character.
I just want to know when Marvel's going to call me up to play the Blob.
The Blob was in the Brotherhood.
Just let young Bill Fridge play the Blob. If you guys want to like try and cancel me, and then on the back of me getting canceled, say no, keep him, but make him play Blob. If you guys could run that for me, I'm willing to take a soft cancellation for a hard push to Blob.
Mystique, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Toad, Blob, Pyro, Avalanche. Maybe Sabretooth was one of the originals. I don't know. I thought in the 60s he wasn't, because I don't think Sabretooth came around.
But the original X-Men weren't even with the X-Men that we noticed today, right? Like
right. It was Iceman, Beast when he didn't have the blue hair yet, Cyclops, Jean Grey, but they called her Marvel Girl.
Was it Miss Marvel or Marvel Girl?
Marvel Girl. Miss Marvel is Captain Marvel now.
Okay, yeah.
And then Angel before he became Archangel.
Juggernaut was cool in the Deadpool movie. Deadpool 2, I thought they did really well with Juggernaut in that.
Juggernaut is supposed to be like the stepbrother of
Eric Lensher.
Yeah. Or
Professor
no.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric Lensher is Magneto, huh? Professor Xavier is not Eric Lensher.
Yeah. I was like, huh?
I'm like, wrong name.
But Magneto isn't a mutant. Juggernaut isn't a mutant. He's got like a magical gem or so.
Yeah.
It might be no, it's not an Infinity Stone.
I don't think it's an Infinity Stone.
No.
Legion is the son of Charles Xavier. So
Yeah,
Legion's
Legion.
uncle is Juggernaut.
You ever heard of Onslaught?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was Juggernaut and
Magneto,
and was it Professor X melded together?
Hold on. Onslaught is the last thing you fight at the end of Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah, Onslaught. I used to play this card game called Overpower, and Onslaught was one of the badass cards in the deck. It was cute. Professor Charles Xavier and Magneto. So it's just Xavier and
Yeah,
Magneto.
I don't think Juggernaut was involved.
Okay. Professor Xavier uses telepathic powers to shut down Magneto's mind, rendering him catatonic. It was explained through the Onslaught crossover series the darkest aspect of Magneto's mind escaped into Xavier's subconscious, where it merged with Xavier's own darker nature to eventually grow into a separate persona of its own. This is why you don't go poking around in people's minds, everybody. You don't do that. Stop that.
Yeah.
I really like Mojo, though. I think Mojo would be a great bad guy for maybe a TV series on Disney Plus. Give us Mojo controlling our sets.
I'm trying to look. Let's see.
You remember when Magneto was defeated by a wooden gun? Damn straight.
A wooden gun.
Take out Magneto and werewolves and vampires. The gun shoots steaks. Not USDA choice steaks.
Nope.
But the steaks like you'd hammer into a tent to keep a tent down. Shoots them right through Magneto and or vampires.
I think we're going to wrap in a moment here.
Do you think Wanda is going to be the next villain in the Doctor Strange movie? No. I think Wanda is going to be having to help. Doctor Strange has got to help Wanda learn who she is, and she's going to have to pick up a mess that she made after this show.
They've
getting a hold of the Darkhold.
They've already surpassed the villain part of the villain era of Wanda's existence.
Yeah, she's not going to be a villain. I do think that we're going to see maybe Incredible Hulk be the next big villain in the Avengers universe, though, because Hulk can't have his own movie because Universal owns the rights of refusal to Incredible Hulk for his own movie.
Wow.
So he can only be in other people's movies. So he's like the fixture of the Avengers because it's not his own movie. He got to be in Thor's Ragnarok because it wasn't his own movie, but he can't have his own movie without Universal saying, we want to produce it. They have the right to refuse it. And why would they ever refuse to produce the movie first over Disney?
Yeah.
So we're going to see, I think we might see Hulk go bad and be like the Thanos of the universe. Could be wrong. That's just some speculation I've seen on the internet, and it does make a lot of sense from a corporate standpoint.
What if the Hulk had all the Infinity Stones?
Yeah, Kang the Conqueror could be the next big bad guy. Doctor Doom. I think Doctor Doom will probably emerge. I think Kang might be the bad guy for the Fantastic Four movie.
Kang is kind of... I was never a fan. I had an action figure of him when I was a kid. They had a toy line called the Secret Wars.
Yeah.
The Marvel Secret Wars, and they had these shields. I don't know why they had these shields. Only Captain America was supposed to have one, but they all had them. And there was a Kang action figure.
We was Kangs.
Let's see. Marvel Secret Wars action.
Kang will definitely be involved. The ending from Far From Home sets up the Secret Wars. Weren't the Thralls involved with the Secret Wars?
I don't remember.
I know we're getting a lot of Thrall interaction and everything, so I think it's leading towards that. The Skrulls. Yeah, why did I say Thralls? It's a Magic the Gathering creature type. Nick Fury and Robin
Kang,
the Skrulls.
right there.
Kang the Conqueror. Comes with a laser pistol weapon.
I wish they had pictures of them. That's so weird that they don't. Yeah. I know they're still floating around.
84, 85, damn.
Yeah.
I have to take what I like to call a monster rain.
All right.
I got to make a monster rain.
Monster
Should we end the
rain?
show, or do you want to talk while I go monster rain?
How long do you think you're going to be gone?
It's 2 minutes.
Okay. I'll wait. I'll wait for the monster rain. So how's everyone doing? It's been a good time. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for helping us meet the goal every week. Please like the stream if you haven't already. Double check, make sure YouTube didn't unsubscribe you. We've got 2 private shows coming up this month. If you want to sign up, $5 gets you in. We're going to do them on Friday the 19th and Friday the 26th. Friday the 19th will be a format that we will announce soon. We try to do the first private show of the month a little different each month. And then on the 26th, we'll be doing actual Mania, whichever number it is. I forgot, like maybe 18. And we're getting the card together regarding that really soon. That's a really fun thing that we do that everyone should check out. This is a 31-day month, which is cool because the last one was only 28 days. It makes all the difference when it comes to scheduling things. A week from today, we're going to have Poisoning the Well joining us. So those guys are always fun. They usually get really drunk, too. So we're going to have them back again. It's nice to have people, stop by every now and again. Yeah, helping, pitching in. Oh, hopefully we'll be able to hear you better in the next disc. It's broken right now. Like the link between my audio system and Discord is kind of broke. So I'm going to have to do some troubleshooting. Going to have to reconfigure the way the audio works. I didn't have the time to do it because we had a stream. So how'd that go for you?
Monster.
Right.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. All upon a Saturday night.
Yeah. So we're going to go. We will see you all on Tuesday. You guys have a great rest of your night.
Good night.
You're very special. We love you. It was stolen from us.
Just go home.
Go in peace. Oh, shit.
Turn on the goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Yeah, they're gonna touch me.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.